Hello. What's going on? All right, so we made a lot of progress. Well, yesterday, I don't know who was here yesterday, but my stream actually crashed because what happened was our app was actually spamming the API and we ran out of memory, and so it caused my whole stream to crash and my computer froze. So I had to pretty much end the stream abruptly, which kind of sucks. What's up, cronies? How are you? Yo, what's going on? Welcome back, Derek. Yeah. So far, this is the progress that we've made. Obviously, there's a lot of things that we're not done yet, but we have Redux working, which is the important thing. So let me go ahead and open up Redux real quick. Okay, kind of just show you all what is going on. So yesterday, I ran into a problem. The problem was that I was trying to basically. So what we did was we assigned the conversations to the array, right? We updated state. And then what happened was I had a messages array that I wanted to dynamically add, or not dynamically add, but attach to this conversation, right? And what I realized was that when we were updating the conversation, that was also updating the, I'm sorry, when we were updating the message, that was also updating the conversation too. So I think that was the reason why it replaced the updated value of messages with an empty array, because in our slice right over here, it just replaces state.conversations with action.payload.data, which yeah, I think that was just going to replace the original conversations endpoint. So this is not really good. Okay. So what I decided to do was I decided to just map messages itself. So we have conversations 01, and then you have messages 01. Now I want to show you how this state works. Yo, what's up, Shashank? Welcome back to the stream. How are you? So what I'll do is this. I'll go over to, wait, over here. All right, so let's go over here. And what I'll do is this. I'll go ahead and visit the base page first, so just /conversations. And what I'll do is I'll show you the state. And so you can see that when we visit conversations, we can clearly see that we have conversations populated with 2 conversations that are fetched from the API. And you can see that messages array is empty. Okay, now watch this. If I were to select either conversation, you're going to see that right over here, that we have that conversation selected and all of its messages inside the messages array. Okay, and we can kind of walk through everything too. So if I go to conversations fetch fulfilled, you can see that, let's go over to the next one. You can see that over here, after here, it will fulfill and then the state will be updated. And then when we fetch the messages, right, loading is true. It's still true. Messages fetched fulfilled. We fulfilled the API request and we're updating the state. And then we updated messages with this. Okay, and then watch this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go over here now. So we're on conversation 15. I'm going to click on number 17 and watch what happens. You can see that another request was made. Redux dispatched the messages fetch pending action, and then that will fetch the latest, that'll fetch all the messages for conversation number 17. So watch this. You're going to see that ID 17 will pop up in this messages array. And there you go. There it is. So that's how we're going to save messages to the state. Because if we were to attach the messages array to each conversation, that would actually be updating the state of conversations, and that would actually trigger this fulfilled, which is not necessarily good for us. So I am not really a fan of that. And since it requires us to asynchronously fetch data, there's no way that we could do that inside a regular reducer and dispatch in action. So I think doing it this way is probably one of the ways that we can solve this. But plus, it just really doesn't. It feels weird, right? Having your state and having an item inside an array, and you're only updating that, but you're not expecting the rest of the data to update. That doesn't really make any sense. So, though I think maybe one thing that we could do is, yeah, no, this is fine for now. I think this is okay. All right, that was a lot of talking, but what we're going to be doing is for the rest of the stream. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be still working with Redux, right? Because yesterday what we were able to do was we were able to also I gotta fix this. Yesterday we were able to make it so that when you hit enter, it will create a new message, right? And because we were using local state for everything, we were able to get to work. But because we just added Redux, if I hit enter right now, if I refresh, then I will see the message, I think. Yeah, and also I need to fix this too. I don't know why. Yeah, I need to fix this. Liz Key, welcome to the stream. So let me fix a couple things real quick. This should not scroll. That is not what I wanted. Not sure why this is scrolling though. Do you mind showing your process on the Redux portion? I mean, you'll be able to see me go through Redux multiple times in this whole stream. Plus you can also rewatch the VOD from yesterday. It's still available, but you'll be seeing lots of examples in the stream where I will go through how I set up everything with Redux. So don't worry, I'll show you that. But if you want to watch more, you can just watch yesterday's stream as well, day number 3, and that is when we actually first started with Redux. So yeah, you can check that out for more if you want to. But I'll go through some examples. Don't worry. I'm not sure why this width is. Why is this overflowing? This is why I absolutely freaking hate CSS so much. It wasn't overflowing the other day, but I'm trying to remember what the property was that I had set. This stream gives me the emotional starter build. I think I finally go Bootstrap. Yeah, I mean Bootstrap is Bootstrap is not bad for learning, you know, but yeah, why I don't understand why this is scrolling, man. This is really I think I gotta set text wrap or something. Let me set a text wrap property. Flex wrap. Is that what it is? Flex wrap? Let me see if I can wrap this text. Huh, interesting. What did I just do? Okay, so it seems this like fixed it. There we go. Word break. Alright, perfect. Alright, so I gotta go over to my style components. Let me just fix this real quick, because that really bothers me a lot. Just having that break that irks me a little bit. So I think we were on, let's see, gap 20. This one right over here. Yeah. Word break, break all. Guess we gotta relog in again. Yo, what's up, Tchaikovsky? How are you? Welcome back to the stream. Here we go, perfect. And let me also fix this as well. Don't stop making the app. Yup, we're determined to finishing this. No worries. Now let me fix this input real quick. I'm not sure why this width is screwing me over. Oh, you know what it is? The form is... Yeah, let me fix that form as well. Hi, hello, Anson. I was following your auth 2 from scratch. I'm at the point where I can get the Discord info. Is this the time to update or insert that user info into my database? Well, you gotta do one or two things, right? You gotta check to see if the user exists. If the user exists, then you'll update their data, such as their discriminator, right? Their username, and any other data that can be altered by themselves. And if they don't exist, then you'll create a new user. So it's basically two different possibilities. Let's see. I'm fine. I hope you are having a great time. Good luck in making. Thank you. Let me see. Where is my form message input field? So yeah, it's this form that was giving me issues. So set up some styles. Alright, that should fix it. There we go. Yep, there we go. So watch this. Okay, and that message sort of sent. There we go. Okay. Cool. So now, obviously, yesterday what we had was we made it so that when you type and when you hit enter, right? I just hit enter, right? It will go ahead and show you the message on the screen. And the reason why it did that was because we were listening to the WebSocket event that was being received from the gateway. And because yesterday we were saving everything to local state, let me show you the code real quick, just in case you missed it. So I go over to conversation channel page. You'll see that right over here, I'm listening to socket on message. And whenever a message is received, we basically update the state, which is this over here. Now clearly, this is no longer going to work because this is local state, and I have to do some refactoring because we were passing in the local messages array, which we can actually remove. So let me just do one of two things real quick. First, let me write a commit message, and let me just say a fixed message text from overflowing form field width. So let me write this commit message, and then I'll fix the other thing. Late night streamer, yep. Well, I mean, I just woke up. I slept at 6, and I woke up at 1. So that's 7 hours of sleep. That's good enough for me. You know, I only need 8 hours of sleep, but 7 is, you know, perfect, honestly, for me. So, do I work normal hours? I mean, yeah, I usually work. Yeah, I mean, usually I'm awake for 16 hours a day. So, sleep 8 hours. Work, you know, throughout the day. Okay, let's see. So, let me do this real quick. Okay, so what we need to do is whenever we receive a message, right? Because if you look at the console, you'll see that we are receiving the message, right? We're receiving the message, and the only thing is that we're not updating the state, so that's why it's not able to show you the message over here. So what we'll do is we'll update the state, of course. Okay, and so if we were to console log this data conversation message, save, let's refresh. You'll see right over here that we are console logging the conversation and the message. So we can very easily update the state of the conversation as long as I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. We can very easily update the messages array as long as we know what the ID of the conversation is. Okay, in our case, we know that it's ID 17 because we can just get the conversation's ID. So what we'll do is we'll need to update the state, and this is updating our store's state right over here. So basically, we're gonna go over here. So let's take a look at this. What is my theme? I don't know. I think it's min dark. Yeah. Is the Redux state stored in local storage? No. So basically, Redux state, you can think of it like this, right? Think of Redux state as a container, right? It's like an in-memory container. And every single time you refresh the page, the state is pretty much resetted, and you need to refetch the data from somewhere over and over again, right? And with said state, what you'd essentially do is you would basically reference the store and check to see if you have data. And if you do, then that's good. Then you would modify the state to fit your needs. If you don't, then you would have to populate it or do whatever you need to do. Right? It's basically, you can think of it like, you know, they call it like a single source of truth. And really what that means is, yes, it's just one single repository that has everything that you need. Okay? When we have context API, why use Redux? Pardon me if I sound noob. I mean, they're not comparable. It's not why you should use Redux over context or vice versa. It's just the situation that you're in, right? I can tell you right now that in my situation, we're going to come to a point where we're going to have so many issues where, like, think of it like this, right? With context, yes, you can define everything in context, right? But, I don't know. I personally feel like with context, you're going to run to a limitation where you're just going to have so much state, and you're just going to, it's just going to be really annoying to just modify, you know? But yeah. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do this. And this is coming from, I mean, listen, like, this is coming from someone who has worked with Redux, worked with context only, and then has had to migrate to Redux. Basically, if you, there's, okay, so let me put it this way. You can actually only use context and get away with it, right? So basically, you could create a context that has all of the properties that you need, right? But here's the thing though. You're going to need to define those default values somewhere, and that means you're going to define it at the top level of your application, right? So basically, if you look at over here, function app, if you look over here, const user set user, you can see that I have this component over here that takes in all of the provided values, right? Takes in the user, takes in the setter function to update the state, takes in the socket. If you do all of this with context, right, and if you have a lot of values for context, you can imagine how annoying that can get, right? And that's not that. Now for you, that might not be a huge issue, right? For you, that might not be a huge issue, but again, there's limitations, and you'll run into a point where is there something that I could do that's better? Is there something that I could do that can be more organized and manageable? Yo, what's up, Vi? How are you? Or VY, sorry, VY. No, Vi. It was Vi. Yeah, it is gonna suck long term, you know. Anyways, so what we want to do is we want to basically dispatch an event whenever we receive a message in the socket from the socket. So we'll go into our Redux right over here, and what we'll do is we'll basically add a new reducer. Honestly, I honestly think that instead of, I'm thinking about this right now, I might actually create another slice. Let me try this. Okay, so cronies, I don't know if you're still here. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the thought process of what I would do when setting up a new slice in our store. Because basically, if you think of it right, Redux, you basically have a store, and the store is basically where all of your data is going to be, right? And the store is going to have a slice, and the slice represents a single portion of your entire data, right? Now, obviously, we can have everything in the conversation slice, but that's not really applicable. Or not applicable, but that's not really recommended, right? Because you're going to end up having a lot of stuff that just is not relevant, right? So what we'll do is let's create a new slice, message slice.ts, and we'll literally do the same exact thing. So what I'll do is I'll create an interface, and I'll call this messages state, and this will just have an array of messages, and it'll just be a type of conversation message. And conversation message has an ID, which is the conversation ID, and then the messages, which is just the array of messages. And we'll set the loading value to a boolean. And we'll then need the initial state. So again, we're gonna basically mimic a lot of stuff that we're doing here. So const initial state. So initial state is just the initial state, right? That's the default state of our slice. So we'll annotate this as messages state. And then you just have to set the default values. So messages, did I do this right? Yep. So messages, empty array, loading, set to false. Okay. And obviously this is all we'll have because these are the only two properties that we have. And now, Hanson, your work is awesome. Keep with this, bro. Thanks, Ethan. I appreciate that. And then now what we have to do is we have to create a slice. So we'll go ahead and call this messages slice equals create slice. Okay. And then we're going to pass in some options. So we need to name the slice. So in our case, for conversations, we name the conversations. For messages, we'll name it whatever we want, and applicable name for this would be messages, right? And then we would pass in the initial state, and then reducers, which we don't have yet. Okay, and for now we'll leave that alone, and then we'll go all the way down here, and we'll go ahead and export any reducers that we have. In our case, we don't really have any reducers right now. Okay, but we will have some later. But what I'll just do is messages slice dot actions like that, and then we'll export default messages slice dot reducer. There we go. You're using Redux, right? Yes. So basically, you just have to have your initial state. You have to create the slice, and you have to export the actions in the reducer. So you'll see that right over here, conversation slice.actions actually gives you all of the reducers that you have defined in this reducers map or object. And you'll see how that works in just a second. But now, to set this up, we need to go over to our index.ts file, our store. And we need to go ahead and just set messages to message reducer. Yo, what's up, Abdullah? Welcome back to the stream. We'll import the message slice, and then we'll set message reducer to messages, right? Because the default export is really just a reducer. And watch this. You're going to see that if I refresh. Let me see if I can refresh. Okay, you're going to see that right over here in our store. Okay, so you can see that now we have... Wait, is this a slice or... Hold on, I think I may have done something wrong. Give me a second. You next using Phoenix Framework. Hello, y'all still at it. Love the grind. Yo, what's up, Ian? How are you? Professional, keep going. Thanks, Ahmed. Appreciate that. Hold on, let me double check something real quick. Let me check the store. Seems like our Redux did not reload. State. I don't know why that's not am I missing something? Let me check. But yeah, so you could do all this in context. There's no issues with that. The only problem is that your default state would all have to be defined somewhere, right? And you have to define that pretty much all the way at the top level of your function app, or basically wherever you are starting with the providers. And if you don't have a problem with that, that's fine. But yeah. I'm great. How do the GIFs work? What do you mean by GIFs? What do you think about MobX? What's MobX? I don't know what that is. Okay, I think I might be messing up on something. I'm not sure why we're having an issue with this. Am I missing something? Also, let me change the song real quick. I don't like the song that's being played right now. Got a lot of new people in the stream today. Welcome new people to the stream. Hope y'all are doing well. I don't know why. Do I need to restart or something? I don't know what's going on. There's the opt-in notification to chat, something about GIFs. I'm not sure what you mean. It's just Redux being annoying. It's not showing the new slice that I created. I will just restart. It's fine. Maybe that's the issue. Yo, what's up, Try Boy? How are you? Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream, Camlish. How are you? What is your browser theme? I'm not using a browser theme. Yeah, I don't know why the state... Is it because we don't have any values in the state? That doesn't make any sense, though. I guess I'll add a reducer if that makes more... Will that fix everything? Let's see. Messages state, okay. Export interface, initial state, good. Ignore the thunks, we have create slice, good. Reducers, initial state, okay. The slice is still not showing up for some reason. Let me see. Redux toolkit slice it. We shouldn't have an issue with creating the secondary slice, because in your store can have as many slices as you want. It's a different name. It's called messages. And you can see that it's not appearing over here. This messages array, this is part of the conversation. So I'm not sure why. Do we need to like combine all our reducers or no? Because we're already doing that over here, right? Reducer. Yo, what's up, Sleepy Boy? Welcome to the stream. How are you? Are you new here, or I don't think I've seen your name before, but welcome. If it is an object. So you can see that if this is a single function, it will be directly used as the root reducer. If it is an object of slice reducers like users, user reducer, post, configure store will automatically create a root reducer by passing this object to the Redux combine reducers utility. So it already combines the reducers already for us. So that's good. But not sure why it is not picking up. It's really strange. Is there a way we can take a look? Okay, so you see how this conversation, this is the conversation slice, right? For here. Right? Conversations. What problem of use context Redux usually solves basically why Redux just comes to being. Yeah, so the slice is not being created. Redux second slice not created. And we are importing it correctly. Right, you can see that. Message reducer. So our reducers are fine. Interesting. I don't know what the issue is. That's a problem because we should be able to have multiple slices instead of just having Is there any errors? Interesting, no errors. Well, the slice should appear though. Redux context used to be slow when you had to constantly change the state. Don't know if that's still the case. Okay, so there we go. Now it appears. So I think we actually need a reducer in order for... Okay, so I think we need to actually modify the state for the slice to show up. You can see that the slice now appears, which is interesting. Okay, well now it appears. Wait, what? This literally does not make any sense. Hold on. Okay, so now it wants to appear, but after refreshing like 500 times, it finally wants to show up. Yo, what's up? Welcome back, Ibrahim. How are you? Welcome to the stream, man. Okay, so now it wants to show up. So I guess freaking Redux DevTools was just lagging. Like, you see, I didn't really do anything different. And you can see that the name of the slice isn't even... Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this, man. But it's really... What did I do different? I don't know. I didn't do anything different. Whatever. I'm not going to really worry too much about that. But we have the slice here, which is good. Yeah, I don't know, but listen, Redux DevTools. I think it's just Redux DevTools. I think the Redux slice actually worked. I just think Redux DevTools is just a pain in the ass. But anyways, let's kind of migrate everything into our new slice. So what we'll do instead is this. Instead of having our conversation state have conversation messages, we'll add it to messages slice instead. So we'll have to create a thunk over here. So export const fetch messages. So we'll create the async thunk and we'll do messages fetch. And then we'll literally just copy this same exact function over here. We don't even need the async. And we'll import this function that comes from the API file over here. This will actually call Axios to get us the message. So after we create our thunk, which is an async action create, right? What we want to do is we want to go into our messages slice and we want to add extra reducers. And we're going to map this to a callback function, or not a callback function, just a function. And it gives us the builder instance. And you can use builder to add cases. And you basically want to add cases for when your thunk has finished, right? So for example, your thunk is going to have a couple properties. It's going to have fulfilled, pending, and rejected. So when it's fulfilled, we basically want to update the state. So I'll show you. Okay. So when fetch messages thunk.fulfilled, so basically this will check the case when the thunk has been fulfilled, right? Because it's async, right? It returns a promise. So remember, promise has a state of fulfilled, pending, rejected. So if it's fulfilled, then we'll update the state. So all we'll do is we'll just say state.messages, right? And we actually need to figure out which conversation this is. So watch this. Basically, we'll just copy, hold on. We're just going to copy all of this code over here and paste this in here. Because it just does the same thing. Let me see. Yeah. Let me just migrate that over there real quick. And we'll also do this. Let me go over here. Okay. Yeah, so I think this should be good for now. And so now instead of dispatching fetch messages from here, it's gonna do the same exact thing over here. So watch this, watch this. Whenever you get an error, is that because you're mutating the original state? What error are you referring to? I don't see an error. So let's delete this. Let's delete this. So right now we only have conversations, actions in this slice. And I'll go ahead and delete this. And I'll also delete this. As well as this. So let's remove all this. Okay, so now we have to go everywhere in our code and change up stuff because we have a bunch of errors. So what we'll do is this. Hopefully we don't have to change too much stuff, because that'll be annoying. Okay, yep, right over here. So we'll fetch the message thunk from the message slice. And we need to go inside message container. Yeah, so we need to fix this. So we're using the useSelector hook to basically select our slice. So what we'll do instead of referencing state.conversation, it's just going to be state.messages. .messages. And that should fix it for us. So there you go. We basically just we just basically migrated to our new slice. Okay, now if we look at our Redux store, you can see that messages has all of our messages. So this is a lot better because instead of having all of your conversations stored, instead of having like the messages stored inside the conversation slice, we can separate it. So that'll make it a lot better. Follow-up question with OAuth login. So if Discord user email doesn't exist in database, I create a new user. Well, I mean, it depends on what you want to check. If you choose to check the email, right? Because some applications you won't care about the email, right? You're not gonna ask for the email, or like you're not gonna use the email scope, so you won't get access to the email. But you'll always have the Discord ID. So it just depends on what you want to use as your, your primary field to represent the Discord user. You can use email, you can use Discord ID, it's up to you. But you can definitely use email, or you can use Discord ID, or you can use both if you want to be very you can definitely use both because emails always change, right? But yeah, everything's working great. So cronies, hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you better understand the thought process of Redux. And if you have any more questions, I'd be more than happy to answer. But you can always rewatch the VOD at your own pace. There's no rush. Makes sense. Good, good, good. I'm glad. Is thunk necessary or does it make things easier? Well, I mean, it's not a matter of is it necessary or not. It's used for asynchronous actions. So if you look at the docs, it'll tell you about what thunks are, and it's a concept in Redux basically. And basically, thunks are used for performing asynchronous actions, aka data fetching. Or data fetching is one of them, right? Because originally, because you don't want to perform those async actions in the reducer, because the reducer is only responsible for updating the state, modifying the state. That's all the reducer is for. A selector is used for selecting a slice to get a value from the state. A thunk is used for creating asynchronous actions that you might use to manage the state, right? So there's different layers when it comes to Redux. That's why a lot of people don't like Redux, but honestly, I think, learning it is worth it because it'll give you a whole new perspective of how you can structure state in your application. But I'm not saying that it's necessary, because if you can get away with using context, you can, right? You should. But in our case, I think we could have gotten away with just using context, to be honest with you. But I want to build an app with Redux because I think Redux would be really great. Maybe in the next project that we build, I guess e-commerce, maybe we'll only use context and not Redux. We'll see. How about the password field of a user? I mean, when you use auth 2, you don't have a password field. So you can just set that to null. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to go back to our conversation channel page. So basically, we need to update the state of messages. Okay, so let me do this. Let me delete this. Let me remove this. And the nice thing about Redux and context is that, well, I mean, with context, yeah, with Redux and context, it avoids, you don't have to drill prop, which basically you just pass down a bunch of props to your components, which is really annoying. The user can only sign in with Discord. I mean, that's what the tutorial does. Yeah, it's only Discord. But I mean, of course, if you want to have Discord and, allow the user to log in with a local username and password, you can. But if it's only with OAuth 2, if it's only with Discord, they just log in with their third-party provider. And obviously, you don't get access to the password. Art13Dev, welcome to the stream. How are you? How are you doing today? That is great. We got a lot of new people in the stream. Every single day we're getting new people, which is awesome. We're getting a lot of new people. We got a lot of reoccurring viewers. Yo, what's up, Lulu? How's it going? We got a lot of reoccurring viewers as well. Don't worry, I know all of your names. Yo, what's up, SKW? Welcome to the stream. Probot Gaming, welcome to the stream. If you're new here, don't be shy. Say hi. I try my best to say hi to everyone and read chat and answer any questions. But yeah, if you're new here, if you're just lurking, say hi. Yo, welcome back to the stream, Thomas Cat. How are you? Welcome to the stream. And also, if you're not in my Discord server, definitely join my Discord server. The link is in the description. We're trying to grow our community every single day. We're getting new people on our Discord. We're getting new subscribers every single day. We're trying to grow a community here and basically just build apps and answer questions and just talk. You remember me? Blackout. I'm not going to read the rest of your name unless you're talking about BBC News, but I've never seen your name before, unless if you've changed your name. What am I working on? We're working on a chat application, and right now we're working on the Redux portion. We'll actually finish with the Redux portion. What we need to do now is we need to basically update the state. So if you look over here, I'm sending messages, but the messages are not popping up on the screen, even though we are receiving the event from the API. So we need to fix that. Yo, you got to 17.3. That's quickly. That's cool. Yeah, we're growing every single day. Like literally 3 days ago, we only had 16.6k subs, and we're almost at 17.6k subs. So if we can hit 17.6k by the end of this week, that's going to be amazing. Which I think we are going to hit it. I'm confident. Okay, so let's go ahead and update the state of our Redux store. So to do that, what we need to do is we need to go into our slice. And what we need to do is we need to add a reducer. So we already have this over here, add message reducer. And I want you to pay close attention to what's going to happen. Try sending the message, then call the socket update to the header. Oh, I mean, that's not the problem. Like, the socket is working fine. We just need to actually update the Redux store. Because we got it working yesterday with the local use state variable, right? But because we're using Redux now, we just have to migrate over to Redux. But watch this. So what we need to do is we need to dispatch an action, right? So we got this reducer add message, right? We need to basically dispatch this action. So I'll show you how we do that with Redux Toolkit. So we already have the dispatch over here. So all we have to do is just call dispatch, okay? And we have to basically call this add message. So add message. So you're going to see that this is going to be imported from the store slash message slice. And then we have to pass in the payload. And I think for the payload, we will just pass in message, I believe. I think, let me just double check. Yeah, I think we just pass in message. Yeah. I will verify that real quick. Actually, wait, no. Actually, no. We're going to have to do this a little bit differently. So we need to actually know the ID of the conversation as well as the message. So I think we'll actually have to do this a little bit different. Yeah, because if we don't know what the conversation is, we're kind of screwed. So we definitely need to know the conversation. Can you show all your extensions? I don't have any extensions. Will you publish this application in the future? I mean, the code is already on GitHub. I'm probably not planning on deploying it. Maybe, who knows? Well, we don't know what's gonna happen. Let me just pass in the payload. Let's see. Okay, yeah. If he publishes this app, he is going to be successful. It kind of looks cool. Thank you, I appreciate that. Okay, so watch this. I'm going to go ahead and dispatch the action, and I want you to pay close attention to the console logs. I'll show you. So let's refresh. So I'm going to type hello. So you see how over here on line 27 and 28, so it logs the proxy, and I think the proxy is the state. And then you have the type, and you have the payload. Okay, so we can see that the action is being dispatched. Now we have to modify the state. Now with old Redux, we had to actually, you know, update the state by returning the original value, like this, return ... state, and then actually update the property that we want. But with Immer library, it takes care of everything for you, so you can actually modify stuff mutably, but underneath the hood, it'll actually modify it immutably for you. And it does that by actually creating a proxy around the original state, so it doesn't allow you to actually modify the actual state like that. So it'll basically take care of it for you. So what we need to do is we need to reference state, and we need to reference messages, right? And we know that state.messages is an array of all of the messages mapped by, or conversation messages, and it basically has an ID and messages. So what we need to do is we need to get the ID, and we need to basically get the ID of the conversation. So what we'll do is we'll do state.messages.find, and we'll do cm, which stands for conversation message, and we'll do cm.id is equal to action.payload. I wonder if there's a way to type annotate your actions. Give me a second. I'll just do this payload dot, and we know that payload is going to be this message event type. Yeah, you know what? Let me actually type annotate with message event payload. Well, actually, no. Is there a way? Let me see. Let me look at TypeScript. TypeScript. Redux type annotate reducer. Techno STW. Welcome to the stream. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Can I make a tutorial on this? I feel like if I make a tutorial on this, it would be a really big tutorial. I could try maybe at some point, but I can't make any promises. Callan J 2.0, welcome to the stream. How are you? How are you doing? Yo, welcome everyone to the stream. I hope you're all doing well. We got a lot of people here chatting with us. That's great. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Happy to have you all here. Whatever time it is, doesn't matter. We are the most diverse stream ever. I was looking at my audience analytics, and we have more people from all over the world watching. Which is amazing. Honest, which is amazing. Just put your link. Thank you. I appreciate that, Techno. That means a lot to me. Yeah. Awesome, awesome. But so we're gonna get the conversation message, and I'm gonna show you the log real quick. Yo, welcome back, Edon. Welcome back to the stream, man. How are you doing? Nice stream, bro. Thank you, Christian Angelo. Your name looks so familiar. I feel like I've seen you before. What's your VSC theme? It's called Min Dark. Min Dark. You know, yesterday I was talking to my friend, and I was just talking about how I'm just so sick and tired of all of the themes. So I literally went ahead and I just uninstalled every single theme, because I just really don't like the themes that I have installed. Like, maybe it's just me, but I have just gotten so bored of all of the themes that I've been using that I don't want to use the default theme too, you know. But I installed this one, and I'm not really happy with it, but it's whatever. I'm not really gonna worry too much about that. Try Just Black. Let me look at it. Let me look it up. Is this a theme? Dark, yeah, I've heard of Dark Atom before. Just Black. Maybe I'll try it out at some point. Django or PHP? I would probably go with Django, honestly. Okay, so if conversation, okay, so what we'll do is, should be wrong, yeah. So we'll have to basically just put, wait, what am I doing? Do I use 2 monitors? I use 3 monitors. And I have a TV mounted on top of my 3 monitors, but I don't use the TV though. Do you use theme? Yeah, I have, the theme is called Min. So instead of conversation, it should just be conversation dot. Hold on. And we basically want to just take this and we want to push the message. I don't know why I wasn't complaining about the type though, because that should have not allowed me to pass in. But if we look at message type, it should be fine. Yeah. Alright, so let's try this out. Hello. Okay, our application just broke. What happened? Okay, so it seems like that's not working. Now, is it updating the state is the question. Okay, so it clearly is updating the state, but for some reason it's not. Oh, it's adding it up top over here. Okay, so it's adding it at the end of the array. Okay, yeah, that's the problem. We need to add it at the beginning of the array. So now, so I think what we'll do is this messages dot. What was that method again to insert in the beginning of the array? I think it's let me look it up. Array JavaScript to add to beginning, because it's adding it at the end of the array. We wanted to add it to the beginning. So I think we could do unshift. Unshift. Yeah, so we'll do message. Use optional chaining. Yeah, I could use optional chaining instead of this. I don't know why, you know, I don't know why, like, my mindset is just so stuck on, like, the old, doing things the old way that I'm not used to doing things the new way. But this is also fine, too, you're right. Okay, so it was adding it. There we go. Hi. Wait, what's going on? Let me refresh. There we go. Okay, there we go, so it's working. Now let me open up an incognito window. And let me go ahead and log into my app. So, let's see. Does Aaron not have conversations, or? Oh, I think Aaron does not have any conversations, I think. Okay, let me relog in. Interesting, I thought I had conversations on this account. Interesting. Interesting. Maybe I didn't, who knows. Okay, so I don't have conversations. Let's create one. So I think we'll create one with user number. Let me do this. Aaron and Anson. Okay, so if I refresh, I should see the new conversation. Hello, world. Yo, Buggle TV, welcome back to the stream. How are you? Okay, so now let's go over to our incognito window. And let's log in to Aaron. Make a loading screen? Yeah, we will do that, don't worry. Y'all are thinking like 500 years ahead. Don't worry, we'll address every single thing. Okay. Hey. How are you? Hello, world. But it's good though. I mean, you guys are giving me ideas. You know, honestly, what I should do is next time I build an app, I think what I'll do is this. I will go ahead and I should leave a link somewhere where you guys can leave like your suggestions, right? And so that way we can just see like a backlog of everything. So things that are already suggested, people don't re-suggest it again. And that way it'll help us keep track of what we want to actually do. I think maybe I'll do that next time. Awesome, I like it. It's working great. Alright, and everything works with Redux. Perfect. Alright, and of course, now here's the thing, right? If I were to actually click on this, click on that, it's going to actually refresh, or not refresh, it's going to refetch all the messages, which is not good, because we probably shouldn't be refetching messages, unless the user refreshes. So I think we'll have to do an additional check later. But yeah, but this is working great. Let me write a commit message. And we got another spammer. Which browser am I using? I am using Brave browser. Using Brave browser. But yeah, yeah, everything's working great. So okay, so we're pretty much done with the Redux stuff. We're not done, but we have gotten like the basic Redux stuff working, which is good. Okay. But what if there's a new message then we want to refetch? Oh no, so this is what's supposed to happen, right? you want to let the WebSocket take care of updating the store. Actually, no, that might not be a good idea, actually. Yeah, that's actually, that's actually not a good idea. Because if we're just receiving events for messages from other, yeah, that's not a good idea. So here's what I think we should do. Actually, would it be a bad idea? Actually, no, that wouldn't be a bad idea to receive socket events for. Yeah, no, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? You should be receiving socket events for every single conversation message that is being sent. And then you have to add that to the store. Yeah, what am I talking about? I'm silly. I'm silly. Yeah, so basically what you want to do is, what I was going to say was, you basically want to let the WebSocket take care of receiving message events, and you want to update that. You want to update the store, and that's going to happen asynchronously, right? So you never really need to worry about stale data, because the WebSockets will always give you the latest up-to-date data. Now, obviously, it's a lot different with Discord, because Discord, you have guilds, you have channels, right? Well, I mean, with guilds it's different, but they still have some WebSocket. Because how else will you know when a guild pings you, or when you receive a notification, or when a new message is sent in the guild? Why do you choose to use Express in past projects? Well, I mean, the reason. Okay, so I'll explain this. The reason why I use Express with Next is because, although NestJS has its own server-side API, right? We want to have our own API that's separate from Next, that takes care of authorization, authentication, takes care of fetching the users, takes care of fetching the Discord API, takes care of handling cookies and sessions, right? Now, it is possible to do all that stuff with Next, but it's a pain in the ass, and it's just better to decouple those two things, right? I have another project idea using Next and Auth0, but that's basically the reasoning behind. In the long run, you probably will not actually have a full-scale application that uses the Next API layer. You'd probably end up using a separate API. Now, that Express API could be something different. It could literally be anything else that we want it to be. It could be a NestJS app. It could be a Spring Boot app. It could be Django, whatever it is. But I just chose Express because it's better to decouple those two platforms and separate them. Because if you have one part of the app breaking, everything else just is destroyed. I'm working on a Discord moderation bot. An idea for a name or moderators for it. Maybe like prune delete, purge delete. Anyways, we're going to move on. So what we're going to do is this. We need to do a couple things. Let's go over to the backend real quick, because we do need to modify the backend. So yesterday I mentioned this problem where, so the WebSockets are in fact working, and we are able to receive and send messages live, right? But the problem is that if I were to send messages to other conversations, we will receive in that window. So we need to make it so that we need, because like it's updating the state. Actually, you know what? Let me actually wait a minute. Let me actually test this out again, because I think yesterday that problem was happening because we weren't actually modifying the state properly. Well, not properly, but we didn't have Redux. Like we didn't have our conversations sorted out. But I think it should be fixed out. Let me test this out. Okay, so watch this. I'm gonna go over here. So right now I'm on conversation 18 with Aaron, and I'm on conversation 17 with someone else. Okay, so if I send a message to conversation 18, that should not pop up over here. You can see it doesn't pop up there, but it should pop up over Aaron. So so click here. It says hi. Hey. If I click on Anson, right? If I say yo, I don't receive that. Good. That's actually really good. Actually, that's actually really good. My only concern is this. Let me open up the DevTools real quick. Okay, I actually think this is fine. I just want to make sure that if I'm sending a message here, okay, I know that's not good. You can see the problem over here. Let me move this here. Have I thought of an app name yet? Not yet. So watch this. If I do yo, you can see that on the right hand side, even though I'm sending a message to number 15, number 18 is actually receiving it. Okay, so we actually, yeah, this is a problem. We're still actually emitting it to the wrong client because on the back end, let me do this. On the back end, what's happening is on the back end, we are emitting the event to every single user, and that's not good. We need to emit it to the users. Let me open up Postman and show you. This is actually a lot more easier if I show it on Postman. And let me subscribe to a certain event. Okay, and if I were to send messages right now, let's see what's going on. Are we connected? Interesting. We need to make it so that the WebSocket does not emit it to all the clients, because right now, it's emitting it to every single client, which is not good. Why is this not connect? Oh, it's port 3001. What am I doing? There we go. Alright, so let me send a message. And you can see that right now, right? Any client that is connected is going to send those events. And that's not good. We need to only send it to the correct user. How do we do that? Well, what we're going to do is this. We need to basically map the user's session to their socket ID, right? So watch this. Whenever I connect to the gateway, you're going to see that it's going to go ahead and say new incoming connection, and we have this socket ID, right? That is the ID of our socket, right? And that's how we know who to actually emit the event to, right? So let me show you. So what we need to do is this. We need to go ahead and figure out who the user is, and we need to basically map their user to the correct socket ID, so that way we know who to actually emit the event to. So I'll show you real quick. So what we'll do is this. Let me go over here real quick. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Yo, what's up, Gabor? How are you? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so I've done this before, but I'll show you how we're going to do this. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. Session manager. Let's see, what am I gonna do? I need to create a manager for our session, so I'll show you how we're gonna do this. I am good. How are you doing? How the application goes? It's going well, man. I hope you're doing well too. Hello, sir. Big fan. Thank you. Some Riot. Welcome back to the stream. I recognize your name, man. I think you've been here before. I'm 100% you've been here, right? But yeah, welcome back. Hope you're doing well, man. I personally feel that with TypeScript, a developer has to write more code. Not really. The reason why I say that is because, well, the only additional thing that you'd have to do is probably with type annotation. But it's just also a choice too, because you can use TypeScript the same way that you use JavaScript. Because remember, TypeScript is just a superset of JavaScript. You can use TypeScript as if you're using JavaScript and it would work fine. Now, if you choose to use those additional features, right? If you choose to use additional features, then that also works too. What's the point in copying code from second screen? Who says I'm copying code? So let me see. So this interface is basically going to, we're basically going to do this. Let me show you. We're basically going to create an interface, or not interface, a class called Gateway Session Manager, and then we'll implement the interface. And then what we'll do is injectable. And what we'll do is we're going to provide this into our app. Yo, Samarth, welcome to the stream. Ola Victor, welcome to the stream. I can't install pip in Visual Studio. Can you please help me? I can't help you right now, but if you go on my Discord server, someone can help you out. I'm busy right now. And so what we'll do is we'll implement socket. Bro, they already told you what the theme was already. Just read up. Read the message above if you were paying attention. And what we'll do is we'll basically have a map. So basically this class is just going to have a map. And this map is going to be called sessions. It's going to be a map, and we're basically just going to map the user's ID to the socket instance. And I'll show you what that socket instance is going to look like in just a second. But essentially that socket is just going to be it's just going to be an extended socket that has the user's object in there. And you'll see how that works. So watch this. So for now we'll do socket. Actually, we'll have to import that from somewhere. Let me do this. So what we'll do is this. What is your native language? Is it English? Yes, it is. Pale Night was better. You know what? I'm just going to change my theme to dark so people stop asking me what my theme is. Because that's like the only question that people seem to care about, which is kind of cringe, not going to lie. Can you make a video about making a Discord music bot from scratch? No. But yeah, I speak 2 languages. English and I have my other language. Over here. Listen, I don't mind answering what my theme is, but like, you know, when you get asked that like 100 times a day, it just gets a little bit annoying. Or like when people come into your stream and they demand you to tell you what your extensions are. Like someone came in and they were like, show me your font, show me your theme, show me your extensions. Like, bro, the amount of entitlement is just really really cringe. Like, I don't mind answering the question, you know, if you come in and if you ask nicely, but if you come in and just start demanding things, it's just like, it's like, do you not have any manners? Like, you know, what's your other language? I speak Mandarin Chinese, and I've been learning Russian for about 4 months. I'm not really that good though, but I can form some basic sentences. Yeah, so let me do this. So what we'll do is we'll map the session to this authenticated socket. And basically, this extended socket is just going to extend the socket class, and this is going to come from socket.io. From socket.io. Oh, then I've been learning Mandarin for a couple months now. Yeah, I used to go to classes when I was a kid, but yeah, I didn't really speak it for a long time. I can still understand it and speak it, but just not fluently. And I've been recently getting into languages again. And I started learning Russian because I was really bored, and I really liked the Cyrillic alphabet because I was just really bored of the English alphabet. That's why sometimes you might see the Russian keyboard on my screen by accident because I accidentally toggled the keyboard. But I got bored of the English alphabet, so I was like, let me learn a different language, and so I started learning Russian back in January, and I went to Europe for a month, and I came back, and I immediately was in love with Europe, and I was like, you know what? I want to start learning languages again. So I started learning Russian again, and I've been practicing it. I have books that I study, and I also use like other apps too as a supplement. But do I know Hungary? I actually do want to learn Hungary because I actually really want to go to Budapest, Hungary. I've gotten into linguistics, yeah. Like I've gotten into languages, but I'm only currently learning Russian. But I do have other languages that I want to learn. Like for example, I want to relearn French because I've took French in high school and college, and I really liked it a lot. So that's good. But yeah, like I do want to get better at languages. It's just hard because where I live, like if you're in Europe, you have people who speak so many different languages, and you kind of have to like adapt by learning their language. In America, like most people just speak one language, unless if you go to like New York or like a really diverse area. But still, most people speak English there. But you will find the occasion people that speaks Spanish, French, Chinese, Japanese. I would say that Spanish is definitely a really easy secondary language to learn in America because a lot of people actually speak Spanish in America. So we'll do this. You can recommend Budapest. Yeah, Budapest is really nice. I actually am planning on going to Europe again, and I want to travel. I'll probably go to I want to go to Austria again. Actually, I've been to Austria before. I want to go to Germany, and I want to go to Netherlands, Amsterdam. I want to go to Hungary. I want to go to what else do I want to go to? I want to go to Croatia. I want to go to Romania. I want to go to Turkey. Belgium. Oh yeah, Denmark. I would love to go to the Scandinavian countries as well. I've always really wanted to go to I've always wanted to go to Sweden and Denmark and the other one that's called Finland. Yeah, Finland. I think map here is wrong. Well, what you do is you check the user. That's why you're mapping the user ID to the socket. You're not mapping the socket ID to the user, you're mapping it the other way around. So if the user connects from another device, you just replace the socket, or you just log them out. But if they connect from a different device though, let me see. Yeah, I'm actually, no, you know what, I get what you mean, actually. Because if they connect from a different device, they should still be able to chat on that app too. I think Socket.io might have a way to actually map the users. Have you been to South Korea or Japan? No. I've been to Malaysia, which is where my family's from. Let me actually see something. I think maybe the socket might have a way to actually. Let me see. Client.user. Is there a way to like? I think maybe it's client.rooms. Let me check. How old am I? Guess. Greece? Yeah, I would go to Greece. I think Spanish is second most. I think Spanish is actually the most, I think. Is it? No, English is the most. Yeah, I think, yes, you're right. Spanish is probably the second. How much do you like Redux? I mean, I like the concept of it, but sometimes I think it's just really annoying. But, you know, that's the whole point of learning new things is you have to go through it being annoying. Okay, so let me show you this doc. So, actually, it's good that you mentioned that, because if the user connects from different devices, they should be able to, let's see, a room is arbitrary sockets can join and leave. It can be subset of clients. So would the subset of clients be additional clients? You know, the only way we'll find out is by testing. So let's do client.rooms. And let's see what happens. Interesting. Okay. So you have the user connected and you see their rooms, right? Okay. So now how do you add additional rooms though? You can call join to subscribe to socket. My birthday's actually in a month from now. So let me see. Would room be the correct one? I wonder. I mean, server socket A, socket B. Alright, Siach, take it easy. Do you prefer docs or video tutorial? Well, it depends on what type of thing I'm learning, right? Like, if I mean, in the past, I used to always watch videos when I was like a lot newbie. I'd watch videos because I just didn't know what I was doing. But over time, I've built the habit of reading documentation, writing my own code, testing things out, and nowadays I just really prefer reading docs. Because a lot of times, the things with videos is that videos aren't really going to solve every single specific issue that you might have. Most of the videos that are on YouTube will really cover the use case of every average person that will run into. Like, for example, like, you know, how to use React context. That's something that a lot of people would end up falling into watching a video on. But if you have a very specific issue, you cannot watch videos on those issues sometimes. And it just comes into testing and, you know, learning new things. But, yeah, for the most part, I usually just read docs. Let me see. Okay, so it can be used to broadcast events to a subset of clients. Okay, so I think here's what we'll do. Okay, let me. I have an idea. I have an idea. Also, let me see. Let me go ahead and get some more water real quick. I actually have a lot of sparkling water that I got to finish. Let me get some water real quick. Alright, I'm back. Oh yeah, if you're new here, welcome to the stream. We're working on WebSockets and Socket.io right now. But yeah, welcome to the stream if you're new here. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll continue with our map. The map is something that we'll definitely need, because how else are we going to get the user? Because I don't think there's any way to know who the user is, right? I mean, the only way that you can know is by checking the headers, right? That's the only way that you know. Let me see. Yeah, and also there's something that we can use called an adapter. Am I drinking sparkling water, Cassandra? No. I bought this like a month ago, and it kind of just sat there. I actually don't even like sparkling water. It honestly tastes like shit, honestly. Like, I can only drink maybe like one or two of it, and then after a while, I just get like it just hits my gag reflex. It just tastes so bad. I'm trying to remember why I did this before. Hold on. Give me a second. Oh, I remember now. Basically, we can apply middleware on our function. Yeah, okay, I remember now. I remember now. We can apply middleware on our yeah, I remember now. We can basically use an adapter to apply middleware on the socket. So here's what we're gonna do. I'll show you right now. I will never understand why people like sparkling water. Yeah, I don't really like it. Like, I'll drink it, but I can't really drink it like I drink water. Like, I can drink like 10 bottles of water easily, but I cannot drink 10 bottles of sparkling water. It's just not gonna happen. Sparkling water helps you in weight control, does it? It makes one feel full. Interesting, I never knew that. Well, that'll definitely help a lot. Okay, so here's what we'll do. So first, what we need to do is we need to get the repository for our session. Whoops. So this is the type arm entity that maps our users' sessions. Okay, so we'll get the repository, and then we'll also create our socket server by doing super create IO server, and then pass in the port and options. And then basically this will just be the WebSocket server. And what we want to do is we want to reference server.use. Okay, because this is basically just going to give us the WebSocket instance, but for some reason it just doesn't want to return the type, but it's fine. Server.use. Okay, and then what we want to do is we want to register a middleware like we would do with Express, right? So let's just pass in the callback function. And in this callback function, we get the socket instance. And then we have next, which is a function that we're going to call. It's similar to Express. So watch this. Watch this. I'm going to get the headers. Okay. And what we're going to do is this. Let me go ahead and return server. And let me also call next. All right, now watch this. We're going to go into our app right now. And we're going to go ahead and create an instance of this. So watch this. Bro is 200 IQ. Let me see. we need to go into our main.ts file. I mean, I've done this before, so it's just pretty much like me repeating the same thing that I've done before. But yeah, like basically we're just working with the socket itself. So let me show you real quick. So what we got to do is this const adapter equals new WebSocket adapter, and then we have to pass in our app instance like this, right? And then we just do app.use use WebSocket adapter, and it just pass in the adapter instance. Now let's save and let's just make sure everything is okay. Okay, now watch this. You see right over here, we have our middleware being logged, right? Let me show you. Inside WebSocket adapter middleware, and you can see that we have the headers, right? And you can see that the cookies property is not there, but I can just simply get the cookie, right? And how do we get the cookie? Well, it's actually really, really easy. I'll show you. We could do, let me do this. Now watch this. It's undefined. Why is it undefined? Let me see. It should not be undefined, actually. Did I have to? I think I have credentials set to true, I think. I should. Do I? Let me double check. Oh, wait, I don't. You're right. Silly me. Silly, silly me. Still undefined, though. What's going on? Yeah, I mean, I think like if you want if you want something that's not soda but is also like not detrimental to your health, sparkling water would be a good alternative. I just personally don't like it. I just personally don't like the taste of it. Like I would rather just drink regular water than sparkling water. Uh Wait. Hold on, I'm logging like so many things. Wait, give me a second. Hello, what did I miss? We're just working on our socket right now. We're managing the socket, so that way we're not sending events to every single user. We're only sending it to connected users. Yeah, what's up, Mr. Seif? How are you? Okay, that's really interesting. I'm not really sure why. Maybe let me restart the Nest server and see what happens. Alright, so we are connected and I am logged in. 100% I am logged in. But it keeps saying undefined for the cookie, which is not good. Maybe let me try this. So we have the cookie, but the thing is, like, why wouldn't it, the problem is, why wouldn't the Is it secure to use WebSockets? Of course. A lot of applications use WebSockets for their... A lot of companies use WebSockets for their enterprise level apps. Of course it's secure. It's just how you manage it is what you need to do. It's how you manage it. Let me look at something real quick. Give me a second. Hope you too. Okay, so I think the headers are not being transported. You know what I think it is? Let me look at this. Socket IO include credentials. Wow, coding life, you've got balls, sir. What do you mean? Is it safe to use WebSockets? Yeah, it is. It is secure. Why would it not be secure? That's the question. Alright, there we go. Alright, now we have the cookies. Okay, so before we do anything else, let me do one more thing. Live. This will log us. This will log us. Yep. Let me double check something real quick. Sorry, just to clear my cookies real quick. What's your computer stats? I have a Ryzen 3900X. 32 gigs of RAM. You know what's funny is I actually ordered more RAM yesterday. Actually, no, I downloaded more RAM yesterday. I downloaded more RAM. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I ordered more RAM yesterday, so it's gonna be coming in today. So I'm gonna install it today. So I'll have 64 gigs of RAM. I ordered a new SSD. I ordered a PCIe 4.0 SSD, M2 NVMe SSD. So I'm probably gonna reinstall Windows probably today if I have time, or this week, because I still gotta back up some other programming projects. And I have a RTX 3060. I have an X57 X570 motherboard, Asus. 2 terabytes of solid state drive storage. I have a water cooler. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I have 32 gigs. I have 32 gigs of RAM, and my stream still crashes, which is ironic. I don't know how, but you know, it still crashes, which is kind of cringe. But you know, it's fine. All right, so we have the socket, we have the session working. So let's go back to over here, or wait, let's go back to the adapter. You know, I bought a 3060 5 months ago in March for 600, and I regret buying it at that time because, you know, at that time that was when crypto was still high up, and now the graphics cards in price have actually dropped a lot. Like I looked at yesterday, a 3080 is only like $700 right now. A 3060 is now like around 350 to 400, which is really like compared to the previous prices, it's actually not that bad. Honestly, I think now would be a good time to buy a graphics card, considering that they're all really priced at a very low price right now. So I think it's a good idea to buy right now, if I'm being honest. So I'm going to go ahead and get the cookie. So socket.handshake.headers. If you don't mind me asking, are you building this project for a client or a personal project? Well, it's a personal project, and I just want to learn more stuff. So that's really what I'm doing it for. So if there's no cookie, what we'll do is we'll just say client has no cookies, return. So what we'll do is, if there's no cookie, that means the user's not logged in. And then what we'll do is we'll return next. And so we'll just throw a new error. How do you feel about Russians? I feel the same way about Russians, though, the same way I feel about everyone else from the general population. I don't really feel anything about them. Like, I don't hate them. I don't hate them. If I were to, I mean, I have like a few friends that are Russian, so you know, I think they're cool. I think they're cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't really think bad about like a particular population. I think that's silly. In Denmark, my 3060 Ti costs $940. Wow, that is crazy. Subscribe. Thanks for the awesome. Yo, thanks so much, YC Tech Life. Thank you. Akshay, welcome back to our stream. Nice to see you here. Hope you're doing well. Are you Russian? Kurinov 15. Let's see. Nice. Well, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here. What's a stupid and unrespectful question? Okay, so we need to actually manually parse the cookie. India? Yeah, we have a lot of people from India that watch our stream too. That's awesome. Yeah, of course. It's not, you know, like, you can't really do that. Like, that's just silly. Let's install cookie parser. In India, RTX 3060 Ti costs about $900. Jesus Christ. Why socket in React context? Can we just export the variable? What do you mean? What languages do you know? Are you talking about like programming languages or speaking languages? Okay, so regarding the context, basically, you want to save it to a state so that way you can get it from wherever. I think it's better to do that instead of just like importing wherever you want. Isn't cookie default? Isn't cookie parser? I think no. I think you need cookie. I think you need to install cookie parser actually. I speak English and Mandarin. I've been learning Russian I started learning Russian around the beginning of February. I learned it for about 2 months and I took a break and then I started practicing again about like 2 months ago. So I'm still pretty beginner. I can speak a little bit of French, not too well. If what you think about Russian is the same as what you think about, and I mean, no one's really saying that. We're just saying that you should just think of people the same way instead of thinking them differently just because they come from a certain part of the geographical world. You know, like you being in a certain part of the world doesn't change my opinion about you, of how I feel about my best friends or my family. Anyways, so let's do consign equals cookie parser dot. Oh, I need to install types. Italian, you know, fun fact, I actually took Italian in high school. but I literally never went to that class, and my teacher still passed me. Well, I mean, I did go to that class, but I just never paid attention. So I don't remember anything from that class at all. But I do know that it's like a Romance language, right? And it's really similar to the other Romance languages. Like, yeah. Cookie parser, signed cookie. Yeah, we're not talking about politics, don't worry. We're not talking about politics. Oh, wait, I remember now. I remember this. We need to actually parse the cookie, and then we can sign the cookie. Yeah, I remember now. So what we need to do is we actually need to parse the cookie first, and then we need to sign the cookie. Because parsing the cookie actually doesn't validate it, I think. I think we need to actually... Yeah, I remember now. We need to do those two things. Yeah, Abdel Jalil. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but hopefully I didn't butcher it. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think you could get away with just exporting it, but honestly, I think it might be better putting it in a context. I think the reason why is probably likely to due to registering the events and unregistering events. I think, I'm not sure, but yeah. Anson, what's your advice on choosing a tech stack for career? Java, Spring? I would tell you this. Here's what I would say. One, look at where you live, right? Because every region is different, right? For example, if you live in you know, a really small rural or suburban area that doesn't have like a big tech scene, you're gonna have a lot of companies that will be using like you know, not really super popular tech stacks, right? So you might need to consider learning like either like, you know, an outdated, I don't want to say outdated, but like an older framework just to get the job for them, right? It really depends on location. If you live in New York City, if you live in San Francisco, if you live in Austin, you're more likely to find jobs that are more based around modern technologies like Node.js, React, Angular, Vue, those things, right? It really depends on where you live. It depends on your region. My recommendation is just pick something that you like to do, right? And learn the framework to the best of your ability. And then when you're ready to apply for jobs, right, you can then translate your knowledge over very easily. Yarn or NPM? I prefer Yarn because it's a lot faster. What kind of chat application are you building? We are building just a regular two user private message chat application. Why did you choose NestJS? Is it personal preference? It is personal preference, but I also feel like Nest provides so much out of the box. A lot of stuff that we're doing right now would have been a lot more difficult to do in Express because NestJS provides all of those APIs for you. And when you launch the program in alpha beta test, will it be possible to become a tester? You know, honestly, I'm probably not going to launch it because I just am afraid that people will go on the platform, send creepy stuff, send messed up messages, and then I'm going to be responsible for having those messages saved on the server. I really don't. That's honestly my fear is like, you know, if you host an app, you have to worry about people doing stupid stuff on it, and like that stuff is going to be saved somewhere that's going to be under your name, and you'll probably get, you know, into legal trouble. That's kind of the reason why I am really conscious about deploying these apps for tests. I'm not saying that people would do that, but I'm just saying that you never know if your applications fall into the hands of a wrong person. You never know what people will be doing. You can't really trust people, you know. But that's just you know. I mean, I don't mind deploying it on stream and showing it to y'all how it works and letting you all test it out. But I wouldn't like keep it up for too long. Like, I mean, I know you. I mean, obviously, if something happened on stream, you know, that wouldn't be a big deal. But I wouldn't like deploy it just for fun for random people to use. Of course, if I were to start a company for this project, that'd be a different story. You know, that means you would need like moderators. You need to create algorithms to monitor content. You know, things like that. Is there a difference between using Socket, using Express versus NestJS? In terms of the way things are structured, not really. But in terms of... Wait, I'm sorry. Let me phrase that. In terms of the way that you emit events, no. But in terms of the way that things are structured, yes. A project like this would be better for internal use in the company. Yo, RM, yo, welcome back. Sorry I didn't see your message. I'm just like... There's so many messages in the chat because we got lots of awesome people here talking. But yeah, welcome back to the stream, man. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, I'm just kind of like catching up on chat messages right now. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, man. Welcome back to the stream. How's everything going? How's everything going? Anyways, let's go back to the code. So basically what we have to do is this. We need to parse the cookie first. and then we can validate the cookie, because you need to actually validate the cookie by signing the cookie. If you don't sign the cookie, then you won't actually know if the cookie is valid or not, right? So you must do that. So watch this. What I'm going to do is this. I just installed cookie, so let's do yarn add hyphen the types cookie. Yo, what's up, Amir? I don't know what you're saying, but what's up? How are you? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do const, and we're gonna go ahead and do this. Wait. We're gonna parse. Wait, I gotta import cookie. Wait, what is going on? Oh, wait. What am I doing? Hold on. There we go. It's because I have this import name the same as the variable name. Is stream buffering or others, or is it just me? Well, I mean, I don't have my VPN on. You know what's funny is like about 3 days ago when I was streaming, I had my VPN on and I didn't realize it. So if it was lagging a little bit, it was because of my VPN most likely. Stream is working fine for me. Okay. Bioman, welcome to the stream. How are you? I'm impressed, but you've been growing rapidly recently, attaining consistent viewers. Well done. You know, yeah, like I'm happy doing this, and I'm happy that people are watching, which makes me happy. We're actually peaking in viewers. Like we reached a new high at like 68 viewers. That's awesome. #24Ken, welcome back to the stream. How are you? Well, #24Ken. Can you build the Better Discord plugin? I don't know what Better Discord plugin is. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now you can see my cookies, right? You see I have the connect set. So this is the old cookie. Don't worry about this. We only care about this cookie over here. Chat _ app _ session _ ID. And what we'll do is we want to basically, I'll do this. I will go ahead and destructure that. And we'll do this. Actually, we'll do this. Hold on. If there is no correct session ID, does not exist. And then we'll return an error, which just basically means not authenticated, or they have the invalid session ID. And then if this session ID is provided, we need to sign it in order to validate everything. So we'll do const signed cookie equals, we'll reference cookie parser, and then we have to sign the cookie, right? We have to pass in the cookie itself. So let's do that. So let's take this. Let's pass this here. And then we need to pass in the cookie secret. So that's going to be the same cookie secret that we use to encrypt the cookie. So basically when it comes to cookies, you have to encrypt and you have to decrypt it. 76 viewers, wow. We're reaching new highs. Better Discord is a Discord client as far as I know, though technically against Discord TS, yeah. What theme do you use in VS Code? I use MinDark. So process.env. Let me do one more thing. You should encrypt it with the secret plus user ID to make it more encrypt the message. Let me see. So we'll sign the cookie. And what I'll do is if this were, so I'll console log everything just so you all can see everything and understand step by step. I mean, listen, I don't mind answering the question, you know, just like, but when you come in and just start demanding me to answer your questions, like, you know what I mean? Like, think about how I feel, you know. I don't mind answering the question. As long as you just ask nicely, or if you just, like, don't be a dick about it, you know. I don't mind. What are my icons? I honestly don't even know. I think I'm using material theme icon. Like, I don't mind, but like, you know, like for example, the other guy was like, yo, what are your themes? What is your icon? Show me your extensions. Like, it's like so demanding, you know, like, and I don't like that. Like, that's just OD disrespectful, you know. Okay, so watch this. So over here, this is the chat. Wait, what is this? Okay, so inside WebSocket adaptive middleware, we are logging chat session ID. Oh no, you're fine. Don't you're absolutely fine. You're absolutely fine. I was not talking about you. I was just talking about a specific person or specific people from earlier that did that. You're fine. But okay, so you can see that the session ID is being logged over here. Okay, and then when we sign the cookie, this is the actual cookie value. Now, if I go into my database, what is my database name? And let me zoom in a little bit. Let's find the latest session. If I can find it, that is. The latest one should be probably... Let me do this. There you go. So this is the ID over here. So you can see that we have our session ID, and that itself is going to tell us who the user is, which is good. You can see that I have my credentials over here. So now that we have the session ID, what we can do is we can basically find the session and serialize it. So here's what we'll do. So we'll do const session db equals await. We're going to reference the session repository. And we're going to call find one, and we're going to basically find it by the ID, and then we'll call it signed cookie, because that's the ID, right? What's going on over here? Oh yeah. Wait, what's going on? Oh wait, give me a second. Yeah, this is let's do this. If no signed cookie. And I'll test everything, so don't worry. You'll see how everything will work. Sorry, I just started watching. Are you implementing token bearer authentication right now? No. Right now, what we're doing is we are implementing a middleware for our socket, our WebSocket server, so that we can actually serialize the user into the session. So that way we know who the authenticated user is for the socket, because we can get the authenticated user through HTTP protocol, but not through socket. And we're building this right now from scratch. Okay, so basically what we'll do is we'll find the user, we'll find the session, and what we'll do is this, const user db, and what we'll do is we'll basically do instance to class, or wait, plain to class. We'll call this, so that way we'll just convert a plain object to the actual class itself. And so what we'll do is we'll pass in the user entity. What is this? And then what we'll do is we'll pass in the user entity, and then we want to do json.parse session.json, or sessiondb.json. And remember, sessiondb.json is this JSON field over here. I think it's this right over here, or somewhere over here. I think it's this actually. But you can see that I have this column called JSON. It's hard to see, but you can see that this is the JSON field, and it has all the data over here. Okay, and then what we want to do is we want to call passport.user, right? Because this JSON field, once we convert it to a JSON from a string, because it's saved as a string in the database, we only care about the passport property and the user property over there. We don't care about anything else. I started 12 weeks ago, saw React Native, thought I was gonna understand a bit. Yo, what's up, Goat Taku, welcome to the stream. I mean, 12 weeks is still pretty new. Like you'll learn more over time, and you'll become better. I promise you. So once we get the user, and once we have serialized it, we'll reference socket user, and then we'll assign it to user DB, and then we'll call next. Okay, and that should be pretty much it. So now let me show you what we just did. or let me show you exactly what just happened. Okay, so here's what we'll do. I'm gonna go ahead and type annotate client as authenticated socket. I think yeah, it's authenticated socket. You learned all this in 12 weeks? No, I was talking about Gotaku. 12 weeks is still pretty new, but it's not bad though. Like, you know, everyone 12 weeks, you know, is good learning progress. But of course, the more you build, the better you become. Anyways, so watch this. So now, when a new incoming connection happens, I'm going to console log socket, and I'm going to show you everything that is logged. So watch this. So we have the socket being logged, right? And watch this. If we scroll all the way to the bottom, look what we have. We have our user object that we just serialized into the session. Okay? So now we know who the authenticated user is. If I reference socket.user, I can see that user number 14 connected, and then over here, user number 7 connected. If I go into Postman, I can do this. It's going to say, okay, you see now, watch this. This is where we're testing our errors. Now it's telling us not authenticated. See? And you know why? It's because the cookie is invalid. Right? The cookie is invalid. So you can see that it gives us the error. This is the error message that is coming from our code that we wrote. Let me log into a different user. What users do I have? Let's log into Daniel@gmail.com. Let's log into Daniel@gmail.com. Okay, so we're gonna log in, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and copy the cookies. I'm gonna copy this right over here, and I'm gonna go into the socket tab over here. Can I save this? I don't know why Postman won't let me save it. I guess it's because it's in beta. Anyways, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna set the cookie property, because you can do this, right? You can do this. This is why you should never give people your cookies, because if you can give them, well, I mean, actually, you know what? If you have cross CSRF, which I think stands for cross-site, I forgot what it stands for, but you should not obviously give people your cookies, but typically your application should enable CSRF, so that way people cannot take the cookies and use it from a different domain. Okay, so in case if your cookies do ever get hijacked, you have CSRF, which will protect that. Yeah, cross-site request forgery. Thanks, Soldom. Appreciate Anson, and know I learned Merge Stack so far. Touched a bit of Python and Django, but for now doing my portfolio capstone project. Nice. Oh, so are you still in like college or university or something? Okay, so watch this. Now if I click connect, see we're connected, because that is and look at the logs. It's gonna tell you Daniel is connected. Right, now watch this. If I were to pass in an invalid session, it's going to give you an error. I don't know what the error is, but let me look at the logs. Okay, it says JSON.parse cannot read properties. Oh, wait, you know what? Let me fix this real quick. Okay, let me change the expiration date. Let me change it to 29. Watch this. It says, what does it say? Wait, let me do this. Wait, what the hell? Why did that work? That actually shouldn't have worked. I'm not sure why. Because the session should not be valid for that long. Oh, you know what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is? The session, I don't think the session was deleted from the database actually. Yeah, so yeah, I think we did not check the date. Yeah, that's not good actually. That's actually not good. But I feel like though when we signed it, you know, I think we'll have to add that check later. But yeah, that's not good. But anyways, let's just leave it like this. Let me change it to 25. Now let me change the ID to something else. And now it says error signing cookie. So we're hitting this case over here. Where is this? So we're hitting error signing cookie. So that's happening over here, right? We already hit this case over here where the client cookie was invalid, right? So there you go. If I don't send cookies, it's gonna say error not authenticated. No cookies were sent. See? No cookies were sent. If I do send cookies, and if I send an invalid cookie name, so let's do this. It's gonna tell you not authenticated, so that will hit this situation. we already hit this situation, so we'll add more validation by testing the date. That's something that we'll have to manage ourselves, but it's fine. But it's working though. It's working, which is good. That is good. I'll start university this year. Got 90%, 98% average marks. Nice. Wait, where did you say you were from again? A's Sama, where did you say you were from again? Okay, cool. Palestine, gotcha. Wow. Okay. So, cool. So we're able to connect. So now what do we have to do is this. We need to go ahead and map each connected user to their socket. So that way we know who the user is. So let's go over to our gateway. Tajikistan. Wow. That is on the other side of the world. I don't think I've ever met someone from Tajikistan before. I have a friend, one of my best friends, he's from Pakistan. Yeah, that's about it. Hey yo, chill. Let's not talk about that right now. Let's not talk about that right now. Anyways, Montreal, Canada, nice. I've actually been to Canada. I've been to Toronto, but I have not been to Montreal though. Anson, any suggestions on kinds of projects to build that will help apply to companies? I mean, here's my suggestion. You should build something that you're passionate for, because realistically, you know, anyone can build a Twitter clone, an Airbnb clone, right? Some people actually just copy and paste code from Clever Programmer and they call it their own project, you know. I've seen instances like that where people have done that before, right? And you know, some people do that, right? And the thing is, like, they're not passionate for the projects that they build. They're not passionate for those things that they build. You got to build something that you're passionate for. I'm not saying that you are going to do that. I'm saying that I've seen people do that before. Like, I've seen someone copy and paste Clever Programmer's code, like literally word for word. And when they explain the tutorial and when they explain the thing to the recruiter, like, they were just like, they told me that, like, you know, they just weren't passionate for the project, you know. Like, you got to be passionate for the projects that you want to build, because recruiters can very easily sense bullshit when they can sense it. Like, if you tell them about a project that you have no desire for and no no inspiration for, nothing, right? They're just gonna tell that you don't care about the project. But if you build something that you found purpose in, that you absolutely love, that you're passionate for, that recruiters can feel the sense that you care about programming, that will go a long way. So my suggestion is, think about something that you can think about, a problem that you can solve that wouldn't take more than like a month to solve, right? Build it out, see what happens. If it works, find new problems to add on top of that, right? I mean, listen, I can sit here and tell you a bunch of different projects that you can build, but that's not really going to help your case, because you got to figure out what you're passionate for, right? Like, for example, if you absolutely love, let's say, for example, if you want to build your own website where you can allow users to add products and to a cart and allow them to pay for it, well, you could go ahead and build your own custom e-commerce, small scale e-commerce e-commerce platform, and then you can explain to the recruiter, yeah, I built this because I had a lot of people who wanted to buy products from me, and I want to sell my own products. And then they can tell that you actually care about the app that you're making, you know. But if you just tell them, yeah, I built this Airbnb clone, and you know what, this is actually something that I copied from Clever Programmer and I just put on GitHub, and I didn't even bother to change anything else. Like, all the files are the same, the dependencies are the same, everything. Like, they're just gonna know. They're just gonna know. They're just gonna know. They're just gonna know. Can you tell me the name of the theme? Yes, it is Min Dark. Have you tried a Redux tool alternative like Zustin? You know, Stavros, I actually have tried Zustin, but I never did it for a big project before. Can you let me see. What program do you use to create custom requests? I use Postman.
All right, I'm a sub to you. You seem real chill. Ain't no web dev, but it's always good to expand knowledge. Anyways, wish you all in the stream nice day. Yo, Trismitium, thank you so much for checking out and subscribing. I really appreciate that. And another quick question: what do you do in your free time? What do I do in my free time? What do I do on my free time? What do I do on my free time? Let's see. Well, usually I'll practice languages. I would occasionally go for runs a lot. I would run about like 5 miles a day. I would, let's see, watch YouTube videos, record videos, go out. I'll usually just go for a drive and just go around the city and just like go grab some like coffee or grab some tea. Go to a park. Actually, I went to Washington, and my uncle actually took me to a gun range, and it was my first time I ever, held the gun in my hand before, and it was a lot of fun. And we actually have those here in Arizona too, so that's something that maybe I was thinking about getting into. But yeah, like I'm still figuring out stuff that I like to do. But generally, like I tend to like just do just really those things. What's the difference between IT and software engineering at university? Well, I think IT is more focused on like, I guess, I think IT is really just broad term because there's a lot of different things, right? I think from what I've seen, IT has mostly focused on like lower level, like working with like Cisco routers, working on like security, all that kind of stuff, helping people with like issues, firewalls, something like that. That's what I've seen. Software engineering is more focused on hands-on, Scrum, Agile, working with code, working with other people, engineers, all that kind of stuff. What does the programmer do in his free time? I mean, you got to understand that I've pretty much been, uh, I've pretty much been on the computer a lot for like the past 10 plus years. So I actually had to like find things to do out that is not on the computer. Some people say that you don't even need the state library if you use a tool like TanStack. That is actually true, actually, but I've never personally tried it before, so I cannot speak on behalf of that. But once I try it, I'll let you know. While you live in Arizona, yes, I do live in Arizona. Why do you live in Arizona? Can you show the project? Yes, we're working on this chat app. Hey, Hanson, I'm a Java developer for 6 years. Working on the backend, and I've started picking up React for my friend's skills for 2 months. Do you have any tips for me? So far, I am loving React. My tip for you is to get Kensi Dodge certified. No, I'm kidding. My tip for you is to just basically be patient, build stuff out. Every single thing that you learn, practice, right? Go into your code, be curious, don't be afraid to try things out. A lot of people are always afraid of messing up and failing because like they just want to seem like everything's just perfect, and it's not true. You have to fail in order to get better, right? Like for example, if you look at the past 4 streams, you'll see that I've ran into a lot of issues that the chat has helped me. Like there's a lot of people in the chat that has contributed to this project, right? I'm not gonna lie, right? I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I've done everything myself. Well, I mean, I wrote the code, but we also have people contributing to solutions of when I got stuck, right? And you have to fail in order to get better. And obviously, you can see that I have failed a lot in this stream, in previous streams with the code. And what did I do? Sometimes I had to take it offline, think about it, think of it from a different perspective, and then go back at it. The whole point is, as long as you just stay consistent and just stay focused and don't give up so easily, you're gonna make it somewhere. Sometimes it's okay to feel frustrated and say you're gonna give up, and just say fuck it, I'm gonna give up, and that's fine. But you'll know if you really want it if you wake up the next day and you'll think about it again and again and again. That's how you'll know you'll really want it. Do you believe that Tailwind is the most dominant tried in the front end? I don't believe that. I hear it all the time, but I personally don't really use Tailwind. I personally use style components, but you know what? I will try Tailwind because I've never tried it before, but I've heard so much about it. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. All right, I'm back. What did I miss? Yeah, so basically, I think that Tailwind, I don't know if it's the most dominant because I've never really looked into it, but I'll look into it and I'll let you know. Maybe we'll build a project with Tailwind. I've never learned it before, so I'll get into that. I want to learn software engineering. How? The first thing is obviously learn how to code. Learn the language. I would recommend Java. You can learn Python as your first language, or C Sharp. Learn that language, learn how to code, and then, if you already know how to code, learn how to build projects, right? Learn a framework. And that could be literally anything. It depends on what type of programmer you want to be. If you want to be a Visual Basic developer, if you want to become a Java developer, you can build projects with Spring Boot, Android apps. If you want to be a web developer, you can look into React, Angular, Vue. You got to ask yourself these questions first. And then you can find out the answers a lot easier. Because once you know what questions to ask, answering the questions yourself aren't actually that difficult when you know the answer to it. Anyways, let's continue. So let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to go inside my constructor. You know, actually, now that I think about it, I actually quite like this theme a lot. I'm not going to lie. I actually really like this theme a lot. And what we'll do is we're going to do this. We're going to inject the session, this iGateway session in here. I'm going to actually call this session manager. We'll call it this. And let me go over to our services. Your mic got a volume bump. Let me fix that. I really admire your perspective regarding technology and learning mindset. It's amazing chilling on your stream. It was yo, Kanark, Aloha. Thank you so much for checking out the stream, man. Yo, if you all are brand new, join the Discord server. The link is in the description. Great way to, you know, keep up with the stream and chat. Definitely join the stream. I'm joining the Discord server. I'll leave a link for y'all to join. Yeah, just make sure you check out that Discord. We're getting like new members every single day. New people are always chatting. New people are always, you know, asking questions, getting help. You know, definitely check it out. And I'll see you later, Kanark. This theme is really good for the eyes. Yes, it is. Is a chat application a good project for one's portfolio? Listen, I personally think that if I were to see someone's... Okay, so this is what I would tell you, right? If I was a recruiter for a company and if I saw someone built a chat app from scratch, what I would do is I would ask them questions about the chat app. I would ask them very specific questions. And the reason why I would do that is because you want to make sure that they do not just copy someone's code like Clever Programmer and just like, you know, copy the exact code that they did from that video and then just like, you know, put it on GitHub and call it theirs, right? Because like, you know, like there's just so many people who just copy these videos from Clever Programmer or these other videos from other YouTubers like, you know, Brad Traversy, Ninja. They copy those projects and then they call it their own. And that's not good, right? So you got to ask these questions to literally break them and see if they're full of shit or not. Because if they can't answer certain questions, right, then you just know for a fact that they bullshit the entire project. But I would say, yes, it would catch my attention, but I would also get to the bottom of things and figure out what the issue is. But I would say, you know, yeah, build a chat app. You know, it's a good learning experience. I've never built one before. This is my first time building one. Well, actually, I would say second time. There's a lot of stuff to learn. You know, I am learning full stack development. Is it worth it? Short answer, yes. It is very worth it. Very worth it. I didn't know we can use annotations. Yes, TypeScript has decorators. It's a TypeScript specific thing. Alright, so let me do this. Hey Sty, how are you? It's been a while since someone's called me Sty. You're actually the first one that I've seen in like over like so long. I haven't been on a channel since you played Zelda. Wow. That was from 2 years ago when I played Zelda. Wow. I dropped by yesterday because I saw you in my feed. Yo, but I hope you're doing well, man. What's the theme? Min Dark. Min Dark is the theme. Is CRUD basically what Backend is? Well, I mean, CRUD is a concept, right? CRUD is basically CRUD basically stands for create, read, update, delete. It's a concept where you have, okay, these different methods that can perform different actions, right? And basically, but yes, you would do that in the backend. Angular learner here. Well, welcome. We welcome everyone here, man. Like whether you're Angular, whether you're React, whether you're Vue.js, we welcome everyone here. Hopes Bood, welcome to the stream. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Yep. All right, and this should be fine. So we should be able to just inject this into our constructor. So inject. We're gonna call you Sty from now on. Yeah, you can call me Sty, or you just call me Anson. I am learning React, Redux, MongoDB, Express. No, should I add something else? You're fine, Strujon. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. React, I mean, listen, I would opt out of Redux and just learn React, Express, and MongoDB. That's a solid stack right there. That's a really solid stack right there. I'm doing fine, thank you. And yeah, back when Skype was just new and your camera had no lighting. Yeah, that was when well, it wasn't my camera, it was my room, because I lived, that was back when I lived in New York. And my room was just really, like, I didn't have a window. And I didn't have any good lighting, Okay, I'm subscribing now, man. Be my teacher in React TypeScript. Yeah, thank you for subscribing, man. And yeah, of course, like I said, if you have any questions, join the Discord server. The link is in the description. You can go there and ask any question that you like when it comes to programming. We actually have a really good community. Like, my moderators, like, they help out a lot all the time. Like, shout out to my moderators. You know who you are. They always help out with the community. And yeah, like, there's a lot of people who help out with answering questions when it comes to code. So shout out to them. Mindark. Okay, so what we're gonna do is every single time we receive a connection, we're gonna go ahead and reference this. We're gonna do sessions, and we're gonna go ahead. Actually, let me fix this real quick. Let me do get socket. Let me return. Anson, could you make a small tutorial on creating an app with Mern where you can use passport local login? Sure. It's a good idea. I think I've done that before, but you know what? I'll do it again. Why not? I'm from Philippines, and I will pay to teach me better programming. Berthem, if you're serious about getting consultation services, why don't you send me a direct message on Discord? My DMs are open. You can send me a direct message on Discord. My Discord is Anson0003. Just join my Discord server, and you'll find out who the owner is. Join it, and then why don't you send me a DM and we can work something out. Let me call this get user socket instead. Yeah, the link is in the description if you want to arrange that. Express has no async support. I'd rather use Fastify or Nest on top of Express. I go now. Should I do ID? Yeah, I kind of have to do ID. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll do this .sessions.set user socket, and we'll do socket.user. And I want you to look at the map. Arif, what's up, Arif? How are you? Welcome to the stream. I've never seen you here before. I think you're new, but welcome to the stream. This is so cool yet very confusing for me as an IT student, but hope one day I can be like you. Well, listen, let me tell you this, okay? When I was in school, I remember I told myself I wanted to be a mean stack developer, which is MongoDB, Express, Angular, and Node. And at that time, being a mean stack developer meant the whole world to me, to be able to learn those 4 technologies, right? And you know what I mean? Like, at that time, I thought that was impossible, right? And then when I look back, I'm like, the reason why that I was able to become an actual mean stack developer because I took the time, I took the patience, I was curious, I had the right mindset to learn all these things. So as long as you have the same mindset that you have right now with doing well in school, and as long as you just stay curious and just stay learning, you're going to be absolutely fine. I want to learn DSA and start problem solving. Can I do it with JS or should I learn a new language? You could do it with JavaScript. You could definitely do it with JavaScript. But I think most people actually do it with Java and C++. Okay, let's look at the console. So look right over here. You can see that I have this gateway session manager and I have this sessions, right? And you can see that right over here. I have this map. And right now we only have one client that is logged in, right? We have one client that is logged in. Okay. And if I were to go to Postman, if I were to connect to the socket, you can see that we now have two clients that are logged in. So now we actually know who is logged in. Okay, which is good. So this is actually going to be really easy because now we know who to fire the events for. So watch this. Watch this. I'm going to modify our payload a little bit. So let me figure out where we are emitting this event in our backend. So I think it's inside messages. So let's go over here. Yeah. So and what I'll do is I'll create a message right now. So let's do that. And you'll see that right over here that in the console, it's going to log the message. And now all we need to do is we need to get the author as well as the recipient. We need to get those two. And then we just need to fire the socket for those two clients. That is very smart. Thank you very much. Of course, anytime a reef. I started learning it since 2017. And I'm kind of proud of it myself. Yeah, Node is amazing. You can do it in Java. It's simple. I mean, listen, if you want to see where I came from, go to my YouTube channel. Watch my very first few videos that I uploaded from like a long time ago. You'll see those videos that I uploaded from a while ago. And the way, like, you just go and check those videos out. Right? Go and check those videos out. You'll see how far I've came. Like, look at my very first video look at my very first video on Discord bots back in 2017. The ones that have like 90,000 views, 200,000 views, right? You'll see the way that I explain things, the way that I describe things were like, you know, it was a little bit iffy, right? But obviously at that time, I wasn't even that great. If you compare it to now, it's a whole different story. Would you consider doing a call app in the future? Yes, absolutely. Before I was using Python and Node.js was a huge move for coding knowledge. Yeah. You know, like I'll tell you this. Back in 2017, I literally didn't know what Node was. Like people would say Node.js is a runtime. I never knew what that was. Like I did not understand what that was, and I was in the same boat as everyone else. I was on Discord servers. I was getting spoon-fed, right? I didn't know how to Google stuff. I didn't know all of these things, right? But I was just really determined to figuring things out. That's just all it was. Like I could have very easily gave up, switched my major, dropped out or whatever, right? But I didn't. So you just need to have the determination. If you're failing, just tell yourself, listen, I struggled with this problem, but I'm not going to give up until I figure out what the issue is. That's just the mindset that you need to have. That's just all it is. Okay, so let's do this. So what we'll do is this. So let's do this. Let me go ahead and do this. So let me show you this, okay? So let me show you this. So right now what I'll do, just to show you that this works, instead of emitting this for all sockets, let me show you this. Const. And watch this. So pay attention to the logs. I'm going to go ahead and connect. And I'm going to create a message. So now you see that it's logging the socket for Daniel. Okay. And now if I were to do author socket.emit on message payload, watch this. Let's connect again. Am I receiving the event? Watch this. See? I'm receiving the event here, and now pay close attention to the front end. The front end, I am not receiving the event. Let's refresh. The front end, I am not receiving the event. Watch this. I'm gonna send this. I'm gonna create another message again. Okay, so I'm sending messages right now, and I'm receiving them for Daniel only, right? But if I use this original code where we emitted the event for every single client, that is not good. So let me show you again. Let's go back on Postman. Let's connect. Let's create a message and pay close attention to the logs. Okay. See how the front end is receiving the event, as well as here we don't want it to receive it for every single event. Is like, how does this? The event should not be received by every single user. The event should be received by only the user who is relevant to the conversation. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're obviously going to delete this part, and we're gonna emit it to the author, and then we'll also emit the event to the conversation user. Okay, so before I do this, let me show you this. Right, let me show you this. Hi. See how I am receiving the event right now? Let me remove this. Hello world. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening, right? So I am receiving the event on my screen, right? And now the other recipient must receive the event as well. So I think number 18 is with Aaron, the developer. So let's log into Aaron. So let me do that real quick. So let's log into aaron@gmail.com. 1, 2, 3. Watch this. Okay, so watch this. Right now, if I were to send messages, right? I am receiving the message, but Aaron is not receiving it. But that's fine, because what we could do is we know that Aaron is logged in. We know Aaron is logged in, right? We know Aaron is logged in because if we look at our session map, right? We can very easily see right over here. Let me show you. Let me do this real quick. Let me refresh. Look at the logs. New incoming connection. Aaron. We know that Aaron exists in the map. So what I can do is I can get Aaron's session. So I can do const recipient socket equals this dot sessions get user socket. And let's see. Okay, so this is actually a little bit tricky because how do we know if the author is the recipient or the creator, right? We don't know who the author is. So here's what we'll do. I'm trying to think. Const. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. Hold on. Let me create this message. Let me do this real quick. Okay, so we know who the author is, right? So I think what I'll do is I'll compare message.author.id to creator or recipient. So if the author's ID is equal to, let me do this. Okay, so if the author ID is equal to creator.id, right? Or wait, hold on. Okay, so if the author ID is equal to the creator ID, that means the person that should receive the event is the recipient. However, if the author of the message is the recipient, that's the person who the conversation was created for, then we'll send it to, that means creator is receiving it. Okay, good. So we'll do author ID is equal to, if the author ID is equal to creator ID, what we'll do is this. We'll do this. We'll get the recipient socket, pass an author ID. Okay, and then, oh, we have the spammer again, don't we? Sorry, I'm not really reading chat right now because I'm just focusing on this. Okay, and then we'll emit the event. And if the recipient, actually, you know, I think I could probably do this. So if the author ID is equal to creator ID, then that means we'll do this. And I can just do recipient socket. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll do console.log. Oh yes, I remember when you did natural giveaways and your card got blocked. Yeah, I remember that actually. That was so long. That's wow. So you've been watching for a while. Wow. So are days 1 to 3 available to watch? Yes, they're actually on my channel right now. You can actually go ahead and check them out. They're all there. Okay, so watch this. I think the recipient socket. Let me change this real quick. Okay, recipient socket. So the recipient is Anson, the developer. Okay, as you can see right over here. Now I'm gonna go to the front end, and I'm gonna send the message to who is this real quick. Let's do this. So it's the yo. That is not correct. If the author ID is equal to the creator ID, which it is, okay, the recipient should be number 11. Wait. If I reversed it. It's the other way around. Sorry. If the author ID is equal to creator, get the wait. If the author ID is what am I doing? No wait. Wait. Hold on. Recipient ID. Create. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's if the author ID is equal to wait. Hold on. If the author ID is equal to creator ID, we get the recipient. If it's not, we get the creator. Perfect. Okay. Had a little brain fart for a second. All right, this should work now. Recipient is number 7. Makes sense because we're logged in as number 11. Let's go over to our front end. Let's say hi. Recipient is number 11. So perfect. We're getting both sockets, which is actually good. Okay. So all we have to do is just emit the event. So now you can see I have hey. Wait, what's going on with my app? Let me refresh. Oh wait, let me refresh. Okay. Okay. Now look right over here. Postman is going to be receiving those events. Watch this. Hello, world. How are you? Good. Let's go ahead and send a message from Postman. So let's just say, hey, see? How are you? I am doing good. Okay, there we go. It works. Now, obviously, if we click on another conversation, right? If we were to click on another conversation, we would still receive the events, because that's how it should work on the front end, right? I'm on another conversation right now, but I'm still going to receive those events. Because that's how it should work, right? See? Yo, bro. And of course, what we're going to make it do is we're going to make it so that when we send the message, it's going to update the name. It's going to update the sample text. It's going to show the last message sent. So I'll show you how that's going to work. But it's working now, right? So this is good because now not every single client is receiving the messages, right? So for example, I am logged in as a different user on this account. I think I'm logged in as Aaron on this account. So I'm logged into 3 different users. Now watch this. If I send a message here, Aaron is not going to receive those events. That's how it's supposed to work. Because, yeah, that's just how it's supposed to work. Because we should not allow the user to do that. Now, one problem that I will tell you that we will have is this. If I were to, let me see if I can duplicate tab. So let me duplicate the tab. And right now, if I were to send the message here, you can see that over here, I'm not receiving the event here. And the reason why is because whenever we create a new window, that's actually technically a new connection, right? So what we actually need to do is we need to actually get all the rooms that the user is in. So I think to fix this, because someone actually earlier was talking about this won't work because the user can log in from a different account or a different device. So I think to fix that, we actually can reference the rooms property and add that to the user. So I think what we need to do is this. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'll probably worry about that tomorrow because I do want to continue with a couple other stuff. Because I want to take a break from the socket stuff because that's kind of like tripping me up a little bit. So I need to take a little break about it, a little break from it, so that way I can think about it. But I do know what we can do though. Can you deploy to Vercel? I'm not going to deploy it right now. Do you have it set up to show the current online users? Not yet. We could do that though. But let me go and do this. Now, what I'm going to work on right now is I'm going to update the last message sent. I think we already are doing that already. If I look at my database, if I go to select from conversations, you'll see that every single conversation is going to have this last message sent property. So when I fetch the conversation, I should get that last message sent relation. So watch this. Let's go ahead and fetch a conversation. So let's fetch conversation number 16. So we need to go ahead and modify our API to give back. You know what, let me do one thing real quick. Let me actually push all the code to GitHub. Because remember, I do have the code on GitHub, so I want you all to be able to access the code. Alright, so let's go over to GitHub right now. Let's go over here. Let's go over... yep, right over here. So all the code is over here. The link is in the description. You can create a room with a unique conversation ID. And both users join the room and receive updates without one to make command. Oh, with socket? Really? I'll have to look into that a little bit more later. Don't worry. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'll look into rooms 100%. I think you're onto something 100%. But let me do this. When we fetch conversations, I want to make sure I'm getting the last message update. So let's go over to get. Crap, I forgot. Hold on. Do I need to do another left join with this? Because I really shouldn't be able to do. I shouldn't need to do a left join. I should just be able to select the other relation. Yeah, so it's giving us created at. I guess I gotta. Do I have to do another left join? Type ORM. Alright, hopefully this works. Perfect. So now I'm going to look at the conversation with the user Daniel. And you can see the last message is yo bro. If I say, hey, I'm Anson. What's going on here? Okay, I know what the problem is. It's trying to emit the event for a user that's not connected. That's fine. So here's what we'll do. We have to do this. So we'll 100% emit the event for the author because we know the author is online, right? We'll do this. We will 100% emit the author. Well, actually, no, that's not true because the author could also do it from the API. Okay, let's do this. I guess we'll do this if. Because we have to do this because the recipient could also be offline too. Why just not one table so you have many joins? Well, that's the point of SQL, is to normalize your data. You don't want to put everything in one table. If you put everything in one table, you're going to have a lot of data that is in the table that does not necessarily, I mean, it's not that it doesn't belong, but it's just that you want to normalize your data. Because the whole point of a relational database is to have relations with each other. If you just have one table, you might as well just use my MongoDB. But it depends on the use case, right? Like if you're building an app where everything can just be unrelational and everything belongs in one document, you could use MongoDB. But when you have an app that contains lots of relational data where, you know, a table A can have a relation with table B, you want to normalize it as much as possible. Anyways, so this should work now. Not sure why we're not receiving the event. Good. And of course, we're not receiving the event as Daniel because we're not connected. But of course, once I do connect, I will receive those events. Okay, but if you look over here, it's going to tell you what the last message is. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fetch the messages from the front end. What all are you using for the build? We're using React and NestJS. React and NestJS. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the front end, and we're going to need to update the conversation last message sent. So I'll show you. So over here, let's look at conversation type. Yeah. So we'll need to, I think actually we'll remove this property because we don't need that. And that shouldn't break our app. Nest WebSockets are built on top of Socket.io. Yes. Random question: what is your favorite styling framework? Is style components? Would you consider style components it? The style components count? Yeah, I would say style components then. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll get the last message sent. So if I look at the front end, when I fetch conversations, let me show you. You're going to see that we now have this last message sent property. So what we can easily do is this. What we're going to do is we're going to go into where we are rendering. Okay. And so conversation page sidebar is where we are rendering the conversations. Okay. And what we want to do is, instead of sample text now, we'll do conversation dot last message sent. Oh, it's message type. Whoops. There we go. Dot content. So watch this. It will show you the last message. Now, obviously, if I were to send a message, it won't actually show it to you. We'll have to update that. So in order for that to happen, we need to update the state of conversation page, or not the state of conversation page. We need to update the state of the conversation. So what we'll do is this. So whenever we send a message, I think we'll dispatch an action to update the conversation. So I think what we'll do is this. Are you for real? What? Am I for real? What? Okay. So I think what I'll do is this. So whenever we, let's see. So right now we're adding the message. So we're dispatching add message. So that'll add it to the array of messages in our Redux state. All right. And I guess what we'll also do is we'll update the conversation as well. Because if you look over here, conversation. You'll see that we'll receive on line 29, we have the conversation. And although I don't know why the last message prop is not there. Oh, you know what it is? Okay, here's what I'll do. I know what we're gonna do. What country are you in? I am in America. Why do you use Redux and not Zustin? Why would I use Zustin? You could also slice the message. Yep, exactly. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fix the. We're gonna do that in a second. Let me actually just do this. So when I create the message, okay, yeah. Hold on. Let me do this because this has everything to do with what is being received from the payload. I think, right? Let me just show you. Okay, yeah, so we'll need to get the relation, but the problem is, like, how do we get that from the message event? How do we get that, right? Because if we look over here, we're only creating the message, right? Oh, wait, I know what it is. We need to just add this last message. Set relation. I think if we do this, this should be fine, I think. I don't know why it wouldn't give you the relation, though. There we go. Author, conversation, last message sent. Perfect. So I guess we had to add that relation in order for that to actually appear in the object. There you go. So let's add that. And then now that we have the last message sent, I guess what we'll do is we'll dispatch an action. And what we'll do is this. Voice is too harsh. Well, that's just my normal voice. LMAO, I'm making something similar in PHP, but I don't know why I choose to learn PHP. I'll turn down my mic a little bit. Hopefully that's better. Is that better? I mean, PHP is not bad. Like, PHP is actually pretty good. But, like, you know, PHP is actually pretty good. I turned on my mic to let me know if it's better. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll dispatch another action to update the conversation, and that shouldn't be real. That shouldn't be hard. Watch this. My only fear is that it might update a lot of stuff, which it will be really bad, but I think it will be fine. I have good faith in our code. So what we'll do is this. We need to go inside our slice, right? And then what we need to do is we need to basically do this. Oh, we have another spammer. So what we'll do is we'll do update conversation, and we'll do state, and we'll need to get the action, of course. Payload action will be of type conversation type. And then so here's what we'll do. Inside update conversation. So watch this. Oh, we did not dispatch it yet. Is it a bot? I'm pretty sure it's a bot. I'm pretty sure like they do it to every single stream. No surprise. So what we'll do is we'll do dispatch, and then we'll need to import that reducer. So we'll have to go down here, and we'll have to just destructure down here. What is Redux in simple language? It's a state management library that allows you to manage your state in one area, and you don't have to worry about like figuring out where everything is. You know where everything is. Everything is going to be in one place and one place only. Okay, so let's watch this. Hi. You see that it says inside update conversation. Good. Let's look at the payload. We can see that we have our conversation. So all we'll need to do is literally, I guess we can just replace the conversation in the array. And then we want to actually move that to the top. So watch this. So state.conversations.find. So let's first find the conversation. Const. And then when we have the index, what we'll do is this. We'll do const. I think we just do state conversations. Let's try this out. For the moment of truth, let's try it out. Hey. It works. Look over here. It works. And then now what we want to do is we want to actually move this. We want to swap this. We want to move this element to the beginning of the array. So I think what we'll do, let me look up how to swap. Array swap JavaScript. There's a method. I know there's a method that you can use to swap. I know what we can do, but I just want to see if there's like an actual method that we can use. We basically want to take this element. Okay, I have an idea. I know what we're gonna do. I know exactly what we're gonna do. Hold on. Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll do state conversation splice. Start at index, delete 1. So let's watch this. Yo, so that's gonna delete it, and splice returns the deleted value, I think. So we'll delete the original item and then we'll insert it in the beginning of the array. So we'll do state conversations unshift and then conversation. So let's try this out. Wait, why did that just happen? Wait, hold on. Wait, am I doing something wrong? So I spliced this and then oh wait, I didn't do this. Hold on. Conversation dots. Wait a minute though. Wait. Hold on. Alright, gaming equals, take it easy. Oh, you know what it is? I think from the backend we're receiving the latest. Oh, wait, I think I know why. Okay, I know why. So basically, we're receiving the message, right? We're receiving the message, but the last message sent is actually the previous message. That's why it's not updating. It's actually it's actually like the previous message. I think we have to fix it on the backend. That's a backend issue. I think I know what to do. Let's go over to messages, service. But I'm confused though because like, hold on. Oh, I know. Okay, I know what the issue is. Hold on. Yeah, I know what the issue is. So right over here, you can see that conversation.last message sent is in fact being saved, right? But we're returning the saved message, which is not good. So I think we need to do this saved message dot. Yeah, it's the order of operations. So I think this alone should fix it. Let's find out. Okay, there's an error. Wait, what happened? It has something to do with what we just did here. Okay, so we're creating a new message, and then we're saving it to the database, and then we're updating conversation, and then we're returning saved message. Here's the thing, though. Because remember, conversation save message. That conversation also has save message also has that conversation property too. But you can see that the message that we sent is content, but the last message is the previous one, which is not good. I think this is what gave us an error. Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's because it's a circular dependency, I think. Yeah, I think this is the issue. Is this backend? Yes, it is backend. Okay, no, this is not good. This is not good. Like, okay, so if I refresh, right, you can see that it clearly moves it to the top, right? But the problem is that it won't update the message with the last message sent, which is not good. And it's because of the way that we have this thing saved. So we're returning saved message, but saved message has the old conversation, which is not good. So I think what we could do, I mean, what if we did this? Conversation, oh, actually, wait, what if I did this? Conversation.last message sent equals new message. And then we save. And then what I'll do is I'll save new message. And for conversation, I'll just do updated conversation. And I think this should be okay. I hope there's no issues with this. Cross my fingers. Nope, still an error. It keeps throwing cannot perform update query because update values are not defined. Okay, I have an idea. Actually. I think what we should do is we should save the conversation first. So, well, actually, no, there's no way that we could do that because if I do conversation that last message sent, the only way that I could do this is if I actually have the instance. So we have to create the, okay, I think what we'll do is this. Create the instance. Save it. Save it. But now if we save it like this, right, then the conversation is, I mean, what if I did this? Okay, that's fine. So what if I did this, and then what if I did this? Conversation that last message sent equals this, and then we'll do await this dot conversation repository save conversation. I don't think this would work though, but we can try. Why does it keep throwing this error? Cannot read properties of undefined? Message. So it seems like it doesn't even have the conversation when I save it. Okay, so the return value of new message is actually not what we expected. All right, take it easy, Asama. Hope to see you tomorrow. Let's see. Yeah, so we don't have the conversation. Oh, I think I get it. Oh, I think I get it. Hold on. But now I think I have to do, oh wait. Hold on. But I think this was throwing the error though. I think this was throwing the error though originally. Well, we'll find out again. Yeah, it's throwing the max call stack exceeded. Yeah, I think it's because it's circular, that's why. Yeah, it's a circular. Message the conversation. Yeah, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, I understand what the issue is. We have message, and then message inside has a property called last message sent, which references itself, which does not make any sense. Okay, yeah, I think, yeah, okay, yeah, I got it now. We'll fix this up a little bit. Don't worry. So why don't I do this? Okay, here's what we'll do. We first need to update the. First, let's create the message. So const message equals this dot message repository create. We'll create the message, so we'll pass in user. How did I do it before? Okay, so we'll create the new message. So we attach the conversation. Okay. Const saved message. Okay. Then what we will do is after we save the message, because if I return this now, that's to remove the actual password. Watch this. Okay, so it works. Okay, so now obviously it's not going to update it with the actual value. If it even is. Oh yeah, we never update last. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to get the conversation. Conversation. Last message sent equals. So we'll update the conversation. Okay, and so when we update the conversation, that won't really have any effect on save message. Okay, so see over here, I say hi. So it'll only update it with the latest message. So if I say yo, it will only show you the second to last message sent, which is not correct. And the reason why that's happening is because if you look over here, the conversation, so the updated conversation has yo, which is the last message, but the message that we're returning has the old version of conversation right over here. Content hi. So I think what we'll do instead of, I think what we'll do is this. I want to avoid sending a whole payload that is unnecessary, because you can see over here that when we send this data, it's going to contain this old conversation. So how do I avoid that? I mean, I think what we could do is we can just what if I did this? What if I only did this? Let's do yeah. So now in the console log, it should just say message, and then message, and then so yeah, so it should just conversation and message. Okay. So I think what we'll do is well, I think for the message we'll still need the conversation, so I think we'll send both. But this is going to be a huge payload though, which is what I don't like. It's fine. Okay, so what we'll do is this. We'll turn and I guess we'll just change the return type. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do export type. Let's see, export type. Export type. Create message. And so what we'll do is we'll return this, but I don't know why. Alright, there we go. Okay, so now in the controller, we'll call this, and we can just get the message and the conversation like that. So we'll pass this into the event emitter. So in the event emitter, we'll go into gateway, and this is a message create response type. And then so now what we'll do is we'll just destructure message conversation. And so I guess what we'll do is this. So we're inside message create, and what we'll do is this. We'll get the author and the creator and recipient from there. And then what we'll do is we'll emit... Actually, wait, let me do this. Let me change this back to payload. Okay, so on the front end, we'll just send these two to the front end. So we'll have to manage this a little bit differently on the front end now. So watch this. Yo. Yeah, it's going to throw an error because obviously we changed the shape of our data. Oh, let me delete this. So let's go over to our front end code. And then what I'll do is this. I'll go over to conversation channel page. So obviously right now the payload is obviously a lot different. So what I'll do is I'll comment this out. Conversation message. And I'll just log both of those. Oh, we gotta change this. Message event payload is now message type. Wait. Hold on, wait. Alright, let's try this out now. It's just nice. Okay, so watch this. If I type hi, we now have the message, and then we have the conversation and we have the message. Okay, and the problem was that you can see that last message sent. Okay, so we're sending hello world. You can see that the conversation is going to have, yeah, so you can see that the conversation, I think this is the message, yeah, this is the message object right over here. Right, we're logging the message. You can see that the message.conversation.lastMessageSent property has has the second to last value, which is not correct. We'll have to fix our database, like the database calls a little bit, to make this a little bit more efficient. I think we could just do cascade to update things and it'll be fine. I'll have to try that out a little bit. But then you can see over here that we send the conversation and we now have the actual last message. So what we'll do is we'll just dispatch, and this expects a message event payload. So we'll pass this to add message. And then we'll have to, of course, fix this real quick. I think this should be fine. Okay, cool. And then you can see that we need to now update the conversation. Okay, so we'll need to dispatch update conversation. Okay, and then what we'll do is, before we do any of this, inside conversation, inside update conversation. We update it with the actual value, hello. I'm pretty sure a cascade would fix all of our issues, but it's fine. So we'll find the index, we will remove it, and then we'll just unshift it. So let's test out. Hey, see? Yo, hello world. Let's try this with Anton the developer. Yo, hey, how are you? Let's try this with Aaron the developer. Yo, XD. Okay, cool. Now we're not done yet, because now the problem here is like we need to know when we last updated the conversation as well. Because, well, actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and do this on the back end. Whenever we send a new message, we'll update the conversation's timestamp. Last message sent at. I've come to realize that I hate Redux. I mean, Redux isn't really that bad, honestly. So we'll need this property over here. Now if I fetch conversations, last message sent at 11:33. Yeah, it's in UTC time. Then now is date a number or is it a? I think it's a date type. I think. Okay, let's pay close attention. Can't speak today. Let's go over here. So here's what I'll do. I'll refresh, because right now the problem is that it's always going to show in the same order. We need to sort the conversations in order of when they were last updated. So in descending order of when they were last updated. So watch this. So let's see if the time changes. So 8:24, 8:24, 11:33. Let's try this. Hello. Okay. Let's see. Who am I logged in as? Okay, so I think the Daniel the developer. Okay, so it was updated 11:34. Let's send another message. So right now it's 4:35. So we should send, and it should give us 11:35. Good. So every single time we update the message, we add a message, we are updating. Okay, perfect. So what we'll do is this. When we do this, let me go over to conversations, controllers. So when we fetch all the conversations, we'll order by not converse, because right now we're ordering by conversation ID. We're gonna do last message sent at. Now watch this. If I click send, you're gonna see that the last conversation that was updated is going to be on the top. So if I refresh, Daniel developers on top, Ants developers here. Okay, before it was showing on the top, but like it wasn't persisting because we're still querying it from the database. So let's do this. Hey, yo. Now let's refresh. Yo. Okay, now what happens if we send a message from the front end, from the back end to the front end? So let's go ahead. First, let me do this. Let's refresh. Answer the vote should be at the top again. Okay, so what if I were, let me log into a different account. Let's do, what if I were to send a message from the front end, right? Would it work? Let's find out. So let's click on a different conversation. It works. See, I'm sending it as a different user, and notice how the conversation appears all the way on the top, and we get the message. So there we go. Now that it works, and of course, we should probably do something where the text is bolded, right? If it's a new message, we should probably figure out if the message read. I think we could probably, yeah, I think it should be fine. I think I know what we could do. I'll have to think a little bit about this. We definitely want to make it a way so the user, it bolds the message if it was not read. But now let me log in as Aaron, and let's send the message. Wait, I think this is conversation 18. Yeah. See how it pops up? All right, let's send it to conversation 15. Actually, wait, no, wait. I'm logged in as Aaron. Yeah, that makes sense. 18. Let's do. Perfect. So we have our messages. Awesome. Everything's working well. Cool. Let me write a commit message. Not the best commit messages, but it's fine for now. Well, I'll have to do a lot of refactoring later. Okay, but we have a working product of our app. Okay, let's try. So let's see. How many users do I have? So let's create new conversations. Let me log in as Manny. So right now we don't have any conversations on this account. Let me log in through here. And I'll create a conversation with ourselves. So let's go over to create conversation with number 7. So we created the channel. We also need to make it so that when the channel is created, it should appear like in live sync. So let's refresh. What just happened? Wait, what just happened? Wait, what happened to our app? Oh, I think I know what the problem is. Yeah, I think I know what the problem is. Yeah, last message sent is null. Okay. Let's fix that real quick. Yep, completely forgot about that. Completely forgot about that. We'll do this. Let's go into... There we go. Okay, so now we have the conversation. And let me log in. Let me log back in. Okay, so wait, I logged in as the wrong account. Hold on. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and send a message. Hi. Let's see what's going on. Why was the recipient not receiving it? That's a problem. client has no cookies. Do I need to refresh or something? There we go. And there we go. We got the biggest feature. Yo, what's up, Clarv? How are you? Fire Planet, nice. Welcome to the stream, Fire Planet. Thank you. We got the biggest feature working, which is great. All right, awesome. Awesome. Now the rest of the things that we have to do is just tidy a lot of things up. Let me just do this real quick. Okay, now here's one thing that I'd like to do. I would like to send events to when the user is typing. So, input on typing. There should be an event. I think it's just on key up, I think. Or it might just be on change. I definitely want to do on change, but I want to like listen to a key up. Let me see. Why did you need to refresh there for the chat to appear? I don't know. I think it might. Okay. Oh, I think you know what it was. If you scroll up, it says there were no cookies. So I think we were logged in, but like the private incognito window did not have cookies or something. I think that's what it was. I'm not sure. It was really weird though. It was really weird. Okay. Good, and you? I'm doing good, thank you. Hey, the app's working fine. I see, great work. Yep. So let's do a couple things. I wanna start on something real quick, and then we'll probably continue this tomorrow. What I want to do is I want to handle a typing event. So on key, you know what? I've never really understood what's the difference between on key up and on key down. Let me read Stack Overflow. Sub to local. Welcome to the stream. How are you? So key down happens first, key up happens last when text open isn't complete. On key down, the event is triggered as soon as you press the key. Oh, okay. Yeah, you should know that because didn't you built the keyboard typing, like the type race? Remember? Yeah, I remember that app. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so on key up is when it's released. Okay. If I remember correctly, the way that we can handle if the user is typing or not is we can use a set timeout. So we can listen to on key. Let's see. Which one do you think is better, on key down? Okay, so I think it makes sense. So if I do on key down, then that means like I'm typing. If I do on key up, it releases. So yes, I think we should do on key down then. Yes. Let's try this. So on key down, on key down, on key down. But if I were to only listen to on key up, it doesn't. Okay, what about on key? What is on key up capture? Like what's on key up capture? On key down capture. Let me see. Target face. Yeah, I think Stack Overflow is telling me that we probably will never want to use it. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to basically set a timeout, right? We want like a global timeout, and basically what we want to do is this. Wait, why do we need a timeout? Hold on. Okay, first let me just figure out where I want to place the is typing. I think what I'll do is I will create another second. I think I'll create a second point over here that will tell if they're typing or not. Or actually, maybe I'll do it on the bottom. Yeah, maybe I'll do it on the bottom. But maybe outside the input container. Do you think I should put it on top or on the bottom? You know, I'll just, it doesn't matter where we put it. Let's just make sure that we get the event to work. Okay, so how do we want to do this? Is basically whenever I am typing, I want to send an event to the WebSocket. And we'll need to basically let the user know that we're typing. So let's do this. Let's go over to here. So we have the socket over here. But we also need, here's what we need, right? We need to send the event to the socket, and we also need to get the recipient. I think the best thing to do is this. So do I know any information about where I am currently? Like where I am in the app? No, I don't. Because we don't have that set. So basically what we want to do is this. Yeah, I'm not really worried where we're going to put it now. I just want to make sure that we get the actual event working. But we need to send the correct data. Otherwise, we're going to be screwed. So I think what we'll do is this. We need to 100% know the conversation. We need to know what the conversation is. So here's what I'll do. I'm using MySQL. Hold on, I'm trying to think real quick. So basically what we want to do is we want a function. So const. So we'll do socket.emit. Something like this. And we'll need the conversation ID. And I guess I'll just pass this method somewhere here. Probably could put this in Redux, but I will not do that for now. I'm gonna just kind of brute force this real quick. Because if I have actually, I wonder if I could actually get. I wonder if I can call a hook inside async thunk. Can you call hooks in a thunk? I don't think you can. Because if we dispatch, we would basically need to make the call here. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do it this way. Okay. What is a better way to make a chat app using Socket or real-time Firebase? I've never used Firebase before. Well, I mean, I'm assuming Firebase probably handles everything for you, so that's good. Maybe pick one and just, Okay, so we're sending this to the socket. And let's go to the gateway and let's receive that event. So we'll subscribe to a message. And we'll do handle user typing. Tab 9 or Copilot. I've never used any of them, and I don't know what tab 9 is. So watch this. Users typing. Okay. But of course, we only want to send like one event, because obviously if we keep spamming it, it's going to be bad. So I think we need like a timeout or something. So basically, we'll allow these to type, right? We'll allow these as a type. And then once, I guess, well, actually, no, the timeout is really for if the user stops. So, I guess what we'll do is this. As long as we're receiving events for is user typing on the front end, should we just display it? Because I'm trying to think about how we would display it, right? Because, like, how would we know if we're receiving the event? I mean, I guess what we could do is this. Socket on user typing, but how do you tell if the socket is finished, though? Like, how do you tell if the event... let me see. I guess we could use, like, a timeout. I guess what we could do is this, right? Like, we have to emit the event, and we also have to receive the event, right? So the client needs to receive the on message event, or on user typing event, as well as emit it. And then the client has to receive it, and then we can add a timeout, right? We can be like, okay, we received this event. I guess 3 seconds later, remove the message. Yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah. So that, I guess that we covered that case. So now the only question is, on the back end, how would we ensure that we can actually get all of the data correctly without, I mean, we could just use repositories to get the correct user. So for example, users typing. Let me see. I'll go ahead and inject the conversation repository. Oh wait, why am I doing that? No, I want to find conversation. Yeah, no, wait, what am I doing? I'm going to inject the conversations module. And so what we'll do is we'll get the conversation ID. Yeah, actually, this is not good. Yeah, no, this is gonna basically spam our database. Like we're basically no, yeah. What am I doing? This is gonna spam our database. I guess we can cache our conversations instead of spamming it. No, there has to be a different way because like I think this blows. Yeah, I think with the way that we have implemented everything, we are kind of limited because if you think about it, right now we're trying to emit an event based on the conversation ID, but instead we should be doing it as a room, not as a. We should do it as a room, not as an actual, like, you know, finding out who the user is. You know, tricky. Yeah. You know what? I'm not gonna worry about this right now. But there's no way that we're going to do it this way because this is literally calling the database, and like, you're literally spamming the database, and that's gonna lag up your application. So, um, yeah, no way we're gonna do it this way. I'll have to think about this a little bit. I'll have to think a little bit about this. But yeah, no way we're gonna do it this way though. That's 100% not gonna happen. I'll have to think a little bit about it. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think we've made a lot of progress on our app. To be honest with you, we got a lot of stuff done today with Redux and the backend. Like we have an actual working app, you know. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna go right now. So thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate you all for stopping by, talking to me, watching the stream, and asking questions. I will see you all in my next stream. I'll probably stream tomorrow again. Tomorrow's Thursday, yeah. Probably stream tomorrow again. But yeah, if you're not on my Discord server, definitely join my Discord server. Link is in the description. I'll definitely stream tomorrow. But that's pretty much it. I'll see y'all next time. Join my Discord server. Chat with me. Chat with us.